Two questions.
We got two questions?
Yeah, I'm saying two questions that was posed for us to address.
Okay.
The first question was, if we call, if we're told to call little people, not what we used to call them, and call gays, and not what we used to call them, and all these names that are politically correct, why we just keep saying nigga? How come we can't bury nigga? And they asked me, and I'm like, maybe I don't want to, but that ain't the fact. The fact is that until we are treated like we're better than, like we're humans, like it matters, I think it would matter. But you can't tell me what matters when I can see nothing around us matters.
You know, AJ, there's a saying: if I put a plant in the corner and I leave it alone, it's gonna still be a plant. So what I'm saying is, first, when we be left alone, we're gonna be who we supposed to be. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is, if we're gonna keep romanticizing a human devaluing name or label because rappers tell us it's okay, and we decide it means something other than what the hell it means. Number one, we ain't no better than America. And number two, we're going to continue to be the same thing that we continue to portray ourselves as. That's just a given.
I can see that. What's up? I am the devil 666. Who is that?
Well, damn.
I am the devil 666.
Good morning,
I don't know who it is, but I met the devil before.
I got Lil Kim over here. Lil Kim 2900. Welcome, Lil Kim.
It is the minimum. Oh, no, Mendelon said us black folks mattering is the fucking minimum.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm the devil, and then we got scriptures raw. We got I am the devil 666, and then we got scriptures raw right behind him. So I think that's excellent.
Yeah.
we got the devil in here
and scripture.
So we can, if we need some help.
They said, the Lord said, if two or one of me are together.
No, man, but that was yours truly. What up, man? Yours truly. You need to come on this conversation with me and Ja, man. You need to come on this conversation with me and Ja.
Yeah, ask him if he's available. I'll send him the link.
Yours truly. If you're available right now, just say yes, and Coach Ja send you the link. Are you available?
We're doing 10 times right now. Jim Dukes in the building. Ty Black in the building. Well written. Listen, I'm on with AJ. We on YouTube. If you could come on YouTube, please do. I know some people can't get on YouTube right now. If you come on YouTube Live, Coach Josh Smalls, me and AJ on here. We're answering questions. We talk about life. Definitely going to talk about voting. We're never going to have a conversation. We're not going to be telling your ass to get out and vote. So if you want to hear about voting, get off my live, get off my friends list too. Because if you don't want to vote, you damn sure ain't no friend of mine. But we're going to be talking about all that. So Coach Josh Smalls on YouTube Live, you can come on there. Come on YouTube. You can stay on here and listen if you want, but if you want to be involved more so, you can come on here. We can answer your questions and talk to you right there. If you pose a question here, I can also talk on here. So welcome. Goddamn it.
Names are powerful. KRS-One, and then Mendelon say not stopping till we're all equal. Ecole say that word is so intertwined in American fiber, it's hard to wash it out. It's not hard to wash it out, it's just hard to wash it clean.
It's not hard to wash it out. We need to accept the word for what it is. And realize that it only attaches to your skin when you make it so. That shit don't attach to me. I ain't a nigga until I'm ready to be one. You know what I'm saying? And that's a choice and a decision for me to be one. It's not like a doctor, like you got to go to school for that. You can be by accident.
Ain't no school for niggering, huh?
No school for
it. Ty Black, what up? He says, it's not a doctor, like you got to go to school for that. You know, you just
school for it.
Just whatever you say you are. But no, because I don't use it until it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I use it to make a poignant point. Because I'm not just throwing it out there like this and here you go. No, I'm saying I'm using to make a point, break that down, for your white friend. She say, break that down for your white friend. Well, see, the thing is there was a time when the word was hated and it meant something. It meant something that somebody said that to you and it was bad.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not. It means something, but to us, the flavor's gone. There's no flavor in it until we say, okay, this is why I'm using this word to emphasize this point. But emphasize this thing, because America still, I'm quite sure in the Trump White House, they probably said nigga a whole bunch of times.
Probably. First of all, the word nigga has all the flavor you need. The problem is we like it. Mm-hmm. We had to stop to liking. The taste is so good to us because we keep doing it. And that's the issue. It always had the right flavor to it. Always. But remember, Tupac made it so much purposely made for us. Jim Dukes in the building. We got Mandy in the building. Frugal, Friend Saturday Break. Thank y'all for tuning in. Juicy over here, Ty Black. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not upset with the word nigga. I'm glad they use it so we know where we stand with them.
Yeah.
The issue is,
as long as I know what street you got me on.
I know what street you got me on. I know how to do.
I know how to get from here.
Right.
I know my directions from here.
Yeah, man. We know, and I thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. We got Corey Williams in the building. Right now, the discussion is the word nigga. I'm not going to say the N word. That's the word we use, and that's what we said, right? So that's the discussion right now. We also on YouTube Live. Come on, YouTube Live, Coach Y'all Smalls.
So Ty Black, what does the word nigga mean to you? Because E. Cole said it's so intrinsically woven in the fiber of America. You can't wash it out. You can't wash it clean. But see, the problem is that we understand where we stand. See, if they had not marched through the Capitol on January 6th,
mm-hmm.
if Confederate flags didn't scare the shit out of them like it scared the shit out of us, I would know not to use it.
Yeah.
But when they agree with us finally that Confederate flags are bad, that good old boys don't mean good boys.
Don't mean good boys.
Yeah. Sure don't. So when they start agreeing with us of the things that we told them for centuries was bad for us, the only thing missing out of the Capitol was there was no cross on fire in the front yard. I don't know, Coach Ja just disappeared from the screen, but only thing missing from the Capitol was no fire. There was no fire in the front yard, no cross burning. And I guess that's a plus because that would have made the senators and Congress people exactly equal to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you clean the rap game to its original form? No, Kareem, we can't clean the rap game. We can't, see, the thing is I don't think people understand that we can talk about what's back there, but we can't go back.
We can't go back. And I'm not, here's what we need to understand. Rap got a lot of people through. Rap made a lot of people's lives better. Rap kept a lot of people out of prison. A lot of people from
a lot of businesses started.
Yeah. And so I don't want to clean up rap, but what I do want to do is take it out of the hands of corporate America.
Now that's the question. See, clean up rap would be taken out of the hands of corporate America because see, when they know, when somebody else is in charge of what they want you to say, when they say you'll make more money if this is what if you say it this way, if you talk about these people,
right?
If you battle somebody else, if you come out with this diss track. Because diss tracks is what got unknown rappers known.
Right. But diss tracks didn't tell you to go sell drugs.
No.
It didn't tell you to call your mama sister a bitch.
Yeah.
It didn't. We might talk about your crew. We talk about you, talk about your style. That's what a diss track was. Yeah. But what they did now is they allow these privileged Negroes that don't know shit about living in the hood to become stars.
And not just that, they making running a train on somebody like it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Running a train on somebody is rape. Rape is rape. See, what we got to understand is we need to classify the things that are bad and stop. See, the word nigga don't fit in none of those things. The word nigga has nothing to do with somebody raping somebody, somebody selling drugs, or somebody shooting somebody, or somebody killing somebody, or gang banging. Has nothing to do with none of that, because we want to put it in the conversation with that. But see, that's a separate conversation. That's a conversation all on its own, because my father, man, my father was probably one of the most verbal assaulting people in your life. But all he had, he would go somewhere. My father cussed out the police. My father had an accident on Corinth Street and Morrell in Dallas.
Wow.
In the car. Police brought him home drunk. Took me down there at 12 years old, and I drove the car back home.
Wow.
So people can tell. So, and see, this was before right now. See, right now, we got, they just found out from the Capitol that, hey, there was police that ran in the Capitol too. There was soldiers that ran in the Capitol too. See, we always said police had on the little Klan white and had the hoods and all that other stuff. And everybody thought it was a joke. But now they investigated as 29 police on Capitol Force are not working right now. 6 of them were fired. A lot of them are being investigated, and they're not being investigated for being police.
They show
for escorting, for having a tattoo that might be a swastika, for having some post on your page that might say Auschwitz was, they didn't kill enough people in Auschwitz, because there was a whole lot of things that was horrible that people wore just because they wanted to say it. See, freedom of speech doesn't mean that the speech is free. It means there's going to be a cost for whatever sound you make.
Right. Come on, AJ.
Eco said, when white folks consider it a badge of honor to be a nigger, it shows you not only the power of the words, but the power of words in our black possession. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Just Mike the Poet say, nigga, in my opinion, is not a positive word for us to use, but it also depends on how you use it, where and when. I've used it before in my poetry, but it's not a part of my everyday speech. And see, I agree with that. But see, I guess we're just talking about the word. I remember, don't you remember when they had the funeral for the word nigga? Now that, I'm saying, I can't remember when it was. Let me Google this. Let me see. I'm going to ask Google. Google might be able to tell me. Because I remember, I think it was Jesse Jackson and some other folks. And
Jesse Jackson, the same one who got on camera.
When was the funeral for the word nigga?
Jesse Jackson, this the man who got caught on camera talking about he wanted to cut Obama's balls off. We're talking about black people like that. You remember that?
Okay. In January 9th, 2007, the N-word is laid to rest by NAACP. Thousands gather. Let me read this. Okay, check this out. We're going to get to the bottom of this.
Let's be up this.
Okay, it says, so it's a little slow, but it was in 2007. The N-word is laid to rest by the NAACP. July 9th, 2007. Thousands gathered in Detroit, Michigan to participate in NAACP's funeral and burial of the N-word. A horse-drawn carriage carried a wooden coffin that adorned black roses and a ribbon with the word nigger displayed. NAACP Chairman Julian Bond, Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, hip-hop legend Curtis Blow, and R&B legend Eddie Levert led the procession today from the COBO Hall to Heart Freedom Plaza. The burial was part of the 9th annual convention of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I just knew the nigga was buried. I knew nigga was buried somewhere. We don't know if he actually went in the ground. We don't know if nigga went in the ground. We don't know if they sung the nigga out of the ground when they was there, or if they rapped the nigga out of the ground. We just know they buried him.
I got a writing prompt for you.
Oh, you got a writing prompt.
How many times did they say the word nigga right after the funeral? Let's talk about that.
Now, my prompt is, who kept the banner with the word nigga on it from the casket?
Where's the headstone? and then now let's argue about whether it was a black person who did it or somebody non-black and who had the rights to do it.
Emmanuel Cole say, did they consult us? Did they present the funeral idea at the nigger picnic? but Cole, I'm saying, but this is how we prance these ideas around as if we're actually saying something, or if we want somebody to believe that we've said something. So to have a funeral for the word nigger in 2007, when it was like 2012, now I think it was 2009, when the Senate apologized for slavery. Okay, so listen, they buried the word nigger July 9th, 2007. They apologized for slavery in 2009. So if that don't seem like an oxymoron, I'm saying I don't know we don't cross these lines. We don't draw these direct figures, because if they're burying the word nigger, but they hadn't apologized for slavery yet. So, and then I think the House apologized in like 2008. So the House was early. They did it early. It was only 296 years early, 296 years after the fact.
That's like I'm holding you hostage in my home, and I'm choking you, but you still could breathe, but I'm still choking you nonetheless. And I'm apologizing because I know this is going to hurt later, but I'm just going to apologize now while I'm doing it, because it's still going to hurt later.
Yes, these fingerprints ain't going to leave right away.
Yeah. I'm apologizing for the mark that I'm going to make. See, my problem is we like to sit here and entertain shit that sound good.
And that's like the burial. Just like the burial. It sounded good to have a funeral for the word nigga in 2009, 7. But I'm saying, like Cole said, who was invited? Who was in the casket? Was there actually a nigga in the casket, or did they just make the word nigga on a little piece of paper in the casket?
Maybe they put a poem and didn't like the author.
Put a nigga poem in the casket.
So they can give you a ticket for wearing your clothes with your ass hanging out, but they can't give you a ticket for saying nigga. Why they can't? They got to make sure it's your voice and not somebody else's.
Now Cole say so they just replaced nigga with felon.
Well, they been did that. That was the 13th Amendment. Just go back and read it.
Yeah, but Cole, felons, what they did is they created tests in elementary school so they could estimate the number of prisons they need to build from the black neighborhoods that they visited. This is the truth. Yeah. So they tested people, and they could tell in the 3rd grade how many people from your area would probably land in jail. How many students from the school would be in prison from the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
So we imagine that this is bullshit. We imagine that wasn't so. But that was the truth. They actually estimated how many prisons. Why do you think they got so many prisons? And when they turned the prisons over to corporations, see, the one thing the Biden administration is doing, they're trying to disconnect corporations from the prisons, because there were judges making millions of dollars a year. Judges were making millions of dollars a year because the prison said if we were at capacity, we could make this much money. So judges had these cases, and they had these lawyers that was plea bargaining people that didn't need a plea. But they got these people in prisons for whatever time, so they're making sure the population is full, and they're getting these checks under the table because they're getting paid to make sure these corporations are making their dollars from black bodies. So it's just like in Texas, when General Granger came in Texas and said the slaves were free, he came with an army. So Texas released the slaves, but General Granger also told them that, look, you can't be laundering. So Texas created a laundering law. Mm-hmm. The laundering law say if you're caught laundering, standing around not doing anything, you can be arrested. Yeah. So they were arresting slaves that were just released because the slaves had no idea where to go because they had never been beyond the realm of the property they were on for generations. Their family had been there for generations, so they didn't know where to go.
Tell E-Call, send him the link, because I'll bring him on here, because I know
he's sending you a link. You finna come on here. He's sending you a link. But that was the thing. They arrested freed slaves because they wanted to labor on the same plantation they came from. So each time something happens, they make a new law.
Yeah.
Texas Texas, you know, you heard my poem this morning, did you?
Yeah. I sure did.
And that was the poem I woke up with. I woke up thinking that how my father would always say, you know, my father said it'd be a cold day in hell for this happen, or hell would freeze over for this happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, freezing over. So I'm saying heaven must have forgot which one of them is hell.
Yeah, real quick.
Or maybe it was all classified as hell, so we just gonna freeze all of them.
Well, maybe they all was niggas. And maybe that's what it was.
E Cole, what up, man? How you be?
What it do, big bro, man? Say my you know, my thing about the word period, man, it's like I said, I feel like if such a derogatory word is now a badge of honor to the same people who made it such a derogatory word, if it's a badge of honor to them because we made it a badge of honor amongst ourselves, then there has to be not only a power in the word, but a power that we possess. Because only we gave that word the power that it has now, not them.
But
we gave it.
Do you know what phrase gave it the power it has? Do you know what phrase gave the word nigga the power it has?
What's that?
Talk about that.
When they start hearing everybody say, what's up, my nigga?
Yep.
What's happening, my nigga? And it was like, that God gave it possession, like we belong together, like we're supposed to be niggas together.
Yeah.
So that's when white people started saying, my nigga is getting caught. But it was the fact that we gave it some grace.
Yeah.
We gave niggas some grace in that moment as though it was an honor to be my nigga. And then Denzel won an Oscar for that role, didn't he?
He sure did. Out of all the great work he did.
Yeah. But he won an Oscar for the role when he was talking about, what's up, my nigga? King Kong ain't got shit on me. So we don't see how it's perpetuated beyond the realm of where we live. It's perpetuated in the arena where millions of dollars made it so.
Yep, because they even say it on TV now.
Okay, Kim, I'll holler at you when I get off. Yeah, and I'm saying, I'm so shocked that I was looking at the CW or Sci-Fi or something the other day, and I walked in the room watching TV, and I'm watching. I'm like, is this cable? They said, no, this is regular TV. I'm like, I ain't never seen, because I'm so shocked at what they playing on TV. I'm waiting for the commercials when they have a Kotex commercial and they're showing how you insert it.
It's coming. Coming. It might be but it's coming.
I'm gonna tell you what I think what I think is absurd. And this is just my own opinion. Okay. It was a time that it was a lot of words like the word bitch is thrown all over TV. Everywhere on TV. And that's supposed to be a derogatory word, but I can't use the most expressive, the most interchangeable word in the whole language. I can't use the word, I can't say the word fuck on broadcast air, but you can say bitch and use it in a derogatory term. You can say in any shape, form, or fashion, and I can't say fuck.
But
word that's
no, I'm sorry. Don't finish it, man.
It's like that because we all know that word is so interchangeable. It could be a noun, it could be a verb, it could be a pronoun, it could be an adverb, it could be a conjunctive. That's the only word in any language that can be used like that. But we are not allowed to say this on any broadcast era. That don't make no sense to me.
But let me tell you the popularity of the reality TV shows. What made them popular? Usually they had a group of women that were pretty that got new butts. If you trace the women when they first started, they probably weighed 105, a buck 5, buck 10.
Right.
You trace them now, they're about 150. They got breasts, they got butts, they got long hair, they got all this other stuff because they built themselves with the dollars they made. But the dollars they made was off of calling each other bitch this, bitch that. But see, that was cool for them. So everybody began saying it as though it's a new slang word. It's not a slang word. It's the new my nigga. The word bitch is the new my nigga. My nigga. What's up, my nigga? Yo, bitch. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Sure.
But each one of them had a campaign of millions of dollars behind it. But we weren't looking at the money behind it. We were just looking at who was saying it. But who was saying it was getting paid. Money behind it.
Money make everybody do it. Money make folks do some strange things in this world, man. And keep it all the way down. 1,000. Money makes some folks do some strange things in this world. Money will make a man say there ain't nothing feminine about it, but he'll still put a dress on and some makeup on and still stand there and tell you he is 1,000% masculine.
But you know that was the thing about Hollywood before. Every black man that played in some major roles, they wanted at one time, I need you to play this gay role just to show your versatility. Some of them did, but some of them never did that. Some of them
That's why Wesley lost all my respect. Wesley lost all my respect.
Well, he wasn't the only one. So did your boy from New York Undercover, Malik Oba.
Yeah,
he did too. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on that because that brings a whole bunch. But I will say, I think that's why Dave Chappelle got out of Hollywood. He was like, I'm not, because he's the only one that we know recently that did not do it.
Yeah.
My
man Zion, he said we're going to change that. Zion is a homeboy of mine. We've been working together since about 2004. He was in high school, and he was a poet. So we started working together. He's a poet rapper, but now he's a rapper, and he writes songs. But he called me all the time. We talked. He was writing. That's one of the people I'll tell you that was writing every day with me. He's writing every day. He got some fire for sure, man. Boys, he said Denzel told Will Smith not to do it, but he went on and did it.
Listen, money is heroin.
But you know,
crystal meth, it's all of that.
But you know, a lot of times you say, okay, so I'm never doing it. You say, what? Okay, how much? You know, because for what was the movie? 4th of July movie, the Will Smith movie,
Independence Day.
Independence Day. He made like $400-some million on that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, he might.
And then he was out when they started selling. A lot of people didn't understand that they need their own contract. Like I think it was who's the singer? The gay singer. He said it wasn't gay back in the day.
Teddy Pendergrass.
No, the most popular had a process. He told everybody. Little Richard. Little Richard told everybody, look, you need to own your masters. He was trying to show people how to take ownership in their own stuff. He said, you need to own your masters. If you own your masters, nobody can master you.
That's right.
Because a lot of people, that's what a lot of people didn't know. Like Star Wars, the first Star Wars, a lot of people in it. I think Harrison Ford was the only one that owned his rights to whatever they created from the movie. So those little figurines they were selling.
Yeah.
People didn't get no money.
Wow, I didn't know that.
George Lucas was the first person to ever license his merchandise. And Harrison Ford, instead of taking a large paycheck in advance, he decided to go into partnership with George Lucas and get a percentage of the merchandising. And this what made him super rich.
He was one of the first ones because a lot of people say, oh man, I don't care about no dolls.
Wow.
I'm saying dolls, it ain't dolls. You know how many people got little Star Wars figures and how many people didn't know Chewbacca was a real person?
Like, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yes, when you delve into history, you start looking at, we see We see the problem that originated for something, but we don't see the dollars that created the problem.
Yeah. Miss Betty said Howlin' Wolf on his own, Masters.
Yeah.
You got a few cats that was like that. You got Ray Charles, who was like that, who knew business. I mean, he just I think some things like that, especially when it comes to business, when you understand the numbers, it takes I want to say an innate sense to understand. Because some people you can explain it to them and they still don't get it.
Yeah.
I give you a prime example. If Jay Prince is probably one of the most revered cats in Texas. He started Rap A Lot Records, and he is truly a respected businessman. You also got cats who talk real bad about Jay Prince still to this day and say that he fucked them. Same with Master P. What it was is these cats understood business, and Jay Prince said he asked everybody the same question: "What you want? What you trying to get?" If you came and told him you trying to get this and this and this, all this superficial stuff, all right, he gonna give it to you. You know, basically told him what your price is. Yeah. He gonna give it to you. You want a car, you want a house, you want all that. That's what you trying to get. All right, I'm gonna give you that. The cats that actually made money with him, or the cats who told him, man, I got this plan to do this and this and this and this and this. Then after this and this and this and this and this, and he was helping them do that.
But check it out. Another example is my, God's Property.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin.
God's Property God's Property, the director of Acquired at Hutch, was the lady that moved, and she was the director of God's Property. So I knew her, and I knew some people in God's Property. Okay. So they went on TV. They was talking about Kirk Franklin had messed him out a lot of money and had did this. So I interviewed Kirk Franklin a couple of times, but he explained, he said, look, this was a contract. This is the amount of money you're getting. But if you want to spend your hotel fees, you want to, order steak and all this other stuff in hotels and do these big lavish parties in hotels, and that's cool. But that's your dollars. So when they started getting smaller checks, they didn't understand that all that luxurious travel they wanted, all those nice suites and hotel rooms that you wanted, all them caviar and steak and all that was coming out of the money you was gonna get. So the object was like, if you live sensible, you're gonna make money. But if
my granddaddy told me when I was little, he said the key to having money is live like you poor until you get rich. When you get rich, live like you poor till you get wealthy. When you get wealthy, then you can live like you rich.
There you go.
No, but check it out, man. I'm from where you Cole. I used to work at Vault. So Vault was in Grand Prairie. So I'm in Arlington, trying to get me a new car. That was this man came out there. He had an old truck. He was in overalls, shirt a little dirty and stuff. He walking around a lot just looking. And then, nobody was talking to me and nobody was talking to him. Right. They chasing other people around the lot. So I'm over here. I'm getting mad. I'm finna go in here and talk to these people like, look, I want to buy a car and no one talking, so fuck y'all. He walking there with me. He said, excuse me, who the manager? Mm-hmm. Manager came in. He said, look, I got a briefcase full of cash in my truck. I came here to buy 5 cars for my family, but I'm going to tell everybody I know never to come to this place again if you're going to treat people like that just because of the way they look. And I just felt so proud, like I'm included in this man's conversation, and he wasn't even talking about me.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And he had money.
And he had money.
I'm trying to see what kind of deal I can get.
But it'd be like that, a couple of cats from my neighborhood, you never would expect that they had a dime on them. You never expected they had any kind of money. But every day after school, if you coming through the trail after school and they know you don't went to school, they'll give you $5, $10, $20. Pull out big old wad of money. And they give you money just because you went to school. Every day.
And my uncle and my dad, right? What I learned about community, I learned from them. My uncle and my dad, when summertime came, they would call the ice cream man by the house. they get a man $100 and say, look, if I see any child in this community that don't have ice cream when you drive by, you're not allowed in this community no more.
No.
So I started thinking the other day, I'm like, so how many kids thought the ice cream man was the dopest person they ever met that gave him free ice cream? But it wasn't free. And my uncle would drive around, and my dad knew everybody. He talked shit to everybody. And he told him, he said, look, you so-and-so son, go tell your daddy we're finna go to the Cowboys game. We used to go to the Cowboys game in the back of the truck when it was at the Fair Park, at the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
At the Cotton Bowl, we go to the Cowboys game. A truck full of boys just hopped in the truck, and we all going to the Cowboys game. They paid for us. We eating hot dogs. We drinking sodas. Our stomach probably hurting because everything we wanted, they bought for us. And, if you ain't used to going there, you're gonna eat 5-6 hot dogs and don't know that, your stomach can't really handle it. I'm
guilty of the same thing. First time I went to the fair, I could remember being at the fair. I ate everything and was sick for 2 days. First time.
But that's what my father and them used to do. My father and them used to tell people, look, go tell your daddy we finna go here. And it was okay because they knew who my father and my uncle were. Mm-hmm. They knew they're in good hands. Ain't no bullshit. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And to me, we've lost the build of the community because we've lost the black man standing outside and say, "Hey, pull your pants up, boy. Where you going?"
Lost it, and then them that came cast it ain't fixing. If they know you a kid, they go to school and stay in school and go home. You can't be outside with everybody else.
Oh yeah.
And they not fixing to let everybody beat you up because you not a street kid. They not fixing to let everybody beat you up.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody finna get jumped on.
Like that on this he had a show, Coffee Time with Ja. He had his friend on that telling me like, I used to tell you, hey, this ain't where you're supposed to be. You need to go around the other way. Go home.
Let's my ass home quick.
I missed them days. I ain't gonna just say I missed them days. What I missed though is that the cats who had them kind of significance amongst other people are not considered part of Black history. That to me is a slap. That to me is almost like a slap and a spit in their face. Because our gangsters, if we really want to think about it, the old code of ethics, the code of ethics that our gangsters had, it was a neighborhood thing. So with these gangsters, wasn't nobody getting robbed in the neighborhood. Your house wasn't getting broke into. Your car wasn't getting broken into. Our women wasn't getting raped. Our kids weren't getting snatched up and never seen again. Because you got these cats who got this so much respect in the neighborhood, and people, they watching. They paying old folks rent.
Wasn't no strange car for the ride slow through the neighborhood.
Yeah, these cats were paying people rent. They know that this man been seeing you getting up and go to work, and one day you can't make your rent, you can't make your bills. These were one of the cats you could go to and pay your rent, pay them bills for you. And people don't know that if it wasn't for all these gangsters, these black churches wouldn't have been funded to fund the civil rights movements. They don't understand stuff like that.
Right. Now, but Cole, one thing was a lot of people used to come over my house at dinner time, right?
Right.
Eat. And I ain't never thinking of we just have more people. I like to eat, so I'm getting less food. So it was like it was okay, but I'm trying to wonder why it's going on this way. But what I finally understood was a lot of times my father and them knew who needed help. And wouldn't say, hey, we're gonna help you. No, we're not gonna y'all come on over and eat. So it wasn't that they were actually helping, like I'm gonna help you with this. They say come over and eat. So as long as you eat, we helping. I'm saying we have people eating, somebody come over and eat, they come over and eat, mama being there cooking some lunch for people. And I'm like, I ain't ate nothing. I ain't ate nothing. What's up with that?
I ain't get my shit. Come on that.
But you in the house, so you already know you're not gonna get neglected. You might not eat right now while all these other folks eat, but you in the house, so we already got you.
But as a child, you don't. It took me a long time before I understood the I guess what my father did, what my family did, what my community was.
Yeah, cause I know when I was coming up, like I'm like the neighborhood I live in now, like I'm scared to really leave my daughters outside. Like I can't send them to the playground, or I can't let them walk up. I can't let them walk down the street. But I remember I could, I'm from Bunton. I'm from Road Terrace, and we had old lady. We had two old ladies that sat outside in the front. They stayed outside all day. They came outside in the morning, post their chairs up, had their little stands with their pictures on it, they tea and all that, and they would sit outside all day long. Long as the kids outside, they outside. If your mama want to know if you was around the corner playing with everybody else kids, only thing she had to do was ask Miss Burt or ask Granny. If they say they didn't see you, you had to make up another lie to tell your mama.
Right.
Because my first house was on. We lived in two different houses on Grant Street.
Yeah, I know Grant.
I know Grant. Right. And you know what a little ravine is, right? You walk down to the zoo. We had a house down there, but we was on Grant. So man, we was in a little cul-de-sac. We had everything going on, and Miss Williams across the street. I don't know how she did it, John, but you do some shit down the street. You get home, my mama standing on the porch. I already know what happened. Ain't no cell phones, ain't no text messages. They can't Zoom nobody. They can't Instagram live nobody. Tell nobody nothing. I'm like, I don't know how they did that.
Smoke signals.
But from what I've been seeing, man, I want to say the continuous separation they trying to put us in as people as a whole. If folks don't start getting into a communal way of living, when things become too restricted, you're not gonna be able to live because then you're gonna be stuck out by yourself. Now is the time to build communal living because it's gonna help us, people that's gonna be able to teach each other skills. So when it's stuck to nothing but barter, when our economy is nothing but the bartering system, we already got it. It's gonna get to a time where if you don't know your neighbors and you got some rice and your neighbors got some beans, both of y'all gonna be stuck. But if one of y'all got some rice and the other one you got some beans, one of y'all just might know somebody who got some meat. Now you got a real meal together. We gotta start getting back into this communal living because communal living is gonna save us in this time.
How real that is. Like my girl, she's a avid Twitter. She follows these tweets on Twitter and would go and find these videos. And there was people in Texas. There was this one guy in his shower. He say, "Does anybody have heat? Anybody have heat? Just let me know. Anybody, I'll pay you. I'll pay you $200." And other people saying, "Hey, does anybody have this?" But see, that's because don't nobody know who their neighbors are.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. We don't know who our neighbors are. See, me, I know my neighbors, and not just that. All my neighbors' kids are come and talk to me because I make sure they're at the street. I make sure they do whatever, and I tell my neighbors, I'm like, yo, you need to go home. It's cold outside. Go get your jacket.
Yeah, and, if you can't,
I see their parents come and look outside like this, like who? And they see this man over here with them long ass locks. They say, "Oh, go get your jacket."
And that's sad. That's sad. So that you gotta be somebody that you as an adult. You have to be second looked because you don't gave somebody else's child some good advice. It'd be different if you told them some craziness that's just based on your own opinion. But to give a person's child some solid advice and to have that person to come and give you a second look is crazy. I mean, it may seem like it's ain't, but that's crazy.
Cause I done told kids in Walmart how they be in Walmart playing with the balls, throwing the balls over that big old thing and in the way of people. I'm like, hey, y'all need to go wherever y'all parents are.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I said, no, y'all need to go wherever y'all parents are. My name is AJ.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I tell folks,
who said it.
There's gonna become a day where we're gonna be in our hood, and we're gonna need the local gangs to help escort people from place to place, to let you know when shit coming. Look here, don't go over there now. They're getting ready to do this, that, and the other thing. There's gonna come a day where the community's gonna be community again. The problem is with us, we want to wait till we're forced to do the shit. That's the problem. Just like we vote now. Nobody want to vote. Now that we forced to do it, we got no choice. Everybody showed up.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I think people who got an opinion on the vote, if you have an opinion on voting and your opinion is, well, I don't think, or for whatever goes behind it, here's all I'm gonna say about that. If you don't vote, you don't count. If you don't count, you don't matter. If you don't matter, you ain't got no voice. Don't nobody want to hear you. And that's just point blank period. That's just point blank period. That's just like, God forbid, when somebody close to your family pass, and there's several of y'all that's got to make some decisions on what's going in the program. If you don't say nothing about what's going or not going in the program, then when the program come out, you can't be mad at the folks who said what's in the program, who names are or are not in the program, if you never said nothing and you had a chance to say something.
But I've seen that in real time.
Yeah, me too.
People's arguing, talking about, hey, how come this ain't in there? I'm like, so there was a program committee you could have been on.
Or could have spoke to somebody in the program committee, like say, hey man, can you pass this on?
You could have been on it.
Oh, they ain't got no excuse. They ain't got no excuse. This one thing that we as people, and this is people as a whole, not just black folk, it's us as people. We try to have an excuse. We feel comfortable if we can have an excuse, and we start getting real defensive once our excuses start being shattered, start getting knocked out the way, and that's what's starting to happen to us now.
But somebody on Instagram said that I already wrote my program, and somebody said I didn't say anything because there was nothing for me to say. But
no, I mean, yo.
No, I'm saying, but one lady says, I already wrote my program. So how many people are prepared, are in the ready stage that know that every day ain't promised?
Yeah. Because mine ain't gonna take up one sheet of paper.
Yeah, I keep telling, me and my wife been having the conversation, especially since my mother-in-law passed. Like, man, we got to go ahead and write our living will. Because I am adamant. Don't all the insurance money left after you get me cremated, all that money, take it and throw a big old barbecue in my honor. And everybody who say that they really love me and that I love, and that we love each other, come to the barbecue and have fun. However that go. You want to shoot dice, you want to play dominoes, cards, eat, dance, smoke, drink, and that's how I want to be remembered. I don't want no funeral. I don't want no memorial service. I don't want none of that. I don't want nobody being there that's supposed to be crying. I don't want nobody being there that I don't know. And if I know and you know that we didn't fuck with each other, you better not bring your ass and eat my food.
Because I told her, I say, I'm gonna get this house. I want a long backyard, big old backyard. I'm gonna have about 8 shovels. So y'all get people over there, start the grill. Y'all go back there, dig a hole, throw my ass in that motherfucker, and cook.
Yeah.
My daughter told me, she said, listen, you already know that I'm going to be telling people, my daddy ain't fuck with you. Don't even come up in here. Listen, I said, baby girl, I already know that. I ain't worried about it. I already know that. She going to be like, look, you might as well wipe them fake ass tears. My daddy ain't like you. Get out of here.
Yeah, right there at the door. Don't before they even get to sit down. Now, but I don't know. I just don't want it because when I went to sit with my mama when my brother passed, and I was just seeing the prices that it take to bury somebody.
And I'm like, for what?
And then they don't even do it. You go to the funeral home, you buy a $7,000 casket. at the little service, you are in that casket. And you may be in that same casket when everybody see you going into the ground. But I guarantee you, if you go to that same spot, maybe 6 months to a year from then, you are not in that casket. You in something that's cheap.
Listen, I went to when they buried my daughter's grandfather. And I, his sons, he got 2 sons that they didn't show up and all that. So I'm helping them do all the stuff, right? And we going through all the paperwork and filling this out and filling it out. He was cremated and stuff like that. But when they were showing these caskets, they were saying that, we rent caskets. So I'm saying, if you rent a casket, who got the first one that made you decide we can rent these shits? Because in my mind, you gonna rent me the same one that dude family just paid $8,000 to put his ass in the ground because ain't nobody here to see if you dig the shit out.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the most horrible thing to me is here in Las Vegas, March the 1st will be first year anniversary for my girl's mother passing away. So we're trying to get everything ready for that. But the day she passed, we went up there and we were in the room, and I just walked out of the room to get everybody some water. And the lady walked to me, she said, you got 2 hours to have the body moved. And that was it. I'm like, what?
It's a business, man. It's strictly business. Dealing
with the conversation wasn't cold, it wasn't hot. It was just a conversation that I wasn't prepared for.
They don't give a damn.
Wait. Riddle me. I'm not playing with you. Get offline. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you.
You see? I ain't gonna say that. I'm leaving it.
Get off.
What I do?
You got to get off.
She's saying when cold passes, me and my new man are going away.
He better have came in the picture when I was debilitated. If I go into a coma or something, you're more than welcome to do whatever you need to do. Go live your life. But if I'm walking around breathing on this guy green and the next day I just end up don't waking up and you just so happen to have a new man, I promise you, anytime y'all even think y'all visit take out for stripper clothes, I will haunt your ass. I'm talking about I will haunt your ass. I will be the best professional cock blocker in all of creation. Don't play with me.
Listen. I said I know that ain't what I'm reading.
I saw it. I wasn't gonna say. I'm just gonna let it go.
No, I wasn't letting that shit go. I had to say
no. Thank you. Yeah, no, don't play with me, woman. I will hunt your ass. I will hunt your ass till you do something that make you go to a mental institution, and I'll be sitting right there on your pillow in there. Don't play with me.
No, man, don't be butt naked, go sitting on the pillow and shit.
Don't play with me, woman. But if I begin in the debilitated state for a while, you have every right to go and live your life. I don't want you to pause your life for me. No, I don't want that. But if it is a here today and gone tomorrow type situation, let me find out the day that I'm gone. When I'm not here, they there. That's too much. Not like right. You getting hunted.
Hey, Cole. I was always wondering, like, can you sign a contract? Like, sign a contract with heaven? Like, okay, so I want to be in heaven on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but on Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm gonna be down here fucking with these people down here.
I think God will let her do that. He let the devil do it. he let the devil do it. He let him come out here and mess with who he wanted to mess with on occasion. Yeah. Why not? If he tell us we are above the devil in his eyes, then why would he not give us that privilege? I just think ain't nobody really asked him for it, but he just might do it.
Well, because we don't know what that other side look like. It might be like, man, shit, they can keep that stinking ass air down there. I ain't going back. man.
But I mean, it's things like that that we don't talk about. I think we try to make light. We try to make it. Man, there's so much stuff we try to make too heavy. That shouldn't be too heavy. And if you keep on making it too heavy, then when it's too late, now it's really some heavy shit. Like case in point, when you die and all these folks got to pay all this money for all this shit. When the only thing you could have had to do was get you some life insurance. That's the only bill you're gonna pay continuously. It's some life insurance. Get you a little life insurance.
But Cole, let me tell you, probably about 20 years ago, I worked at Vought Aircraft, right? Been doing financing. So I was, I had all these investments in my 401k and shit. So I'm looking around trying to figure out, okay, so what we're going to invest in. But I started looking at insurance companies. And, the renter centers and all the little payday loan places, they were owned by insurance companies because they had all accessible cash because they got all these people paying this insurance money. And ain't nobody being paid. And I was shocked that insurance companies have all this money that they can invest in. And I don't know how the gambit worked that America say that I need you to pay these people every month. Just so you can pay these people every month.
But it's some. I think I think insurance is a game, but I think it's a game that can be maneuvered around. It's some good people.
Cole, Rosa May asking you should say, so how long should she wait? Does God see times and dates? Sound like a poem to me.
Yep, he sure do. He seen the date that you was born. He seen the date that you died. He seen the date of everything that was gonna be significant in between that date. So he's very specific on times and dates. So I'm gonna say like this: if it's a here today, gone tomorrow situation, give me at least a year. I mean, give me at least a year. You can meet him on the day that you was out drinking by yourself and you was thinking about me, and he just happened to come up and console you in that time of your grief. I'm not tripping, because I've done the same thing.
Need some time for you and the Beatles to be friends, huh?
I'm just saying, I've done the same thing. I've consoled some widows a little bit later on down the line.
Send yours truly the link. He hit me back, so I don't know if he on his page or not. He said what show, and I told him the show. So send yours truly the link and see, Man,
my boy YT, man. YT been ducking he been ducked out for a minute.
Let's see if we can get him. I send it to him.
Yeah, man. YT been ducked out for a minute.
It's in the mail. No,
but AJ, you say you had two questions for us today. You gave us one powerful question.
Oh, your stream say I'm here? No, he just sent you a link. Log into the link and you're gonna come on the show. We're gonna be on YouTube and all this at the same time.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Come on, YT, man.
The second question, I'm trying to figure out how she worded, because I don't want to mess the question up, then the answer's all screwed up. Give me this question. See, because I was stuck on this nigga question because we went down the rabbit hole of, because I knew there was a funeral for the word nigga. Yeah, but it was in 2007. I didn't know it was NAACP and they had all these people and I didn't know they had nigga on the banner. I don't know who they had in the casket.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at the rappers that you said were there, and the singles that you said were there. Folks who ain't been to a nigga picnic and God know how long. We're talking about the NAACP, and I don't necessarily want to say anything bad about the NAACP per se, but I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. I've never in my life, and I'm only 40 years old, I've never in my life seen NAACP do anything on behalf of people on a small level. I've never seen it done. I've never seen the average person be able to make a complaint to the NAACP about something that's small but happens continuously, and never seen him go all out to help nobody for it. So,
but I'm with you, so I brought that up because the same thing I said is like what made nigga pop, just like when James Brown said I'm black and I'm proud, what made it popular was the dollars behind it.
That's it.
Right.
It was the #1 song for months. So what made nigga popular is when they say my nigga, and then when he won an Oscar in the role, talking my nigga and King Kong ain't got nothing on me. So it made the word a household word, even if you couldn't say it out the house. So what they did, they said King just be a man thing. So they started all these new shows, what's that, Jersey Shore and all this, and what they calling each other bitch. Then they had these house shows, Big Brother and all this, they call each other bitch. Then they got all the black housewives, Atlanta, New York, California, New Jersey, wherever, call each other bitch through the whole show. So I'm trying to say there's dollars behind that. There's dollars behind the marketing of nigga, dollars behind the marketing of bitch.
Yeah.
So we can't get rid of that word if we ain't got no money behind it.
That's the thing.
And you know what? That makes sense. That make a whole lot of sense.
Rosa May said, "You funny, sound like Fred Sanford."
I mean, but that make a whole lot of sense though, because I remember when Nas was gonna drop the N album, and he was initially gonna call it Nigger, and Def Jam fought him for almost a year. I think about a good year of because everybody said they weren't gonna distribute the album, wasn't nobody gonna put it in their stores because he called it that. But they'll pick somebody else who isn't as a cat like Nas and go ahead and allow them to utilize it.
But you know who Nas had on the album?
He had his daddy on there.
Now he had a Bill Doon too, from Last Poets.
What, see, man, I didn't know that. The way that he used it, and people gravitated to the way that he was using it. I don't think that they expected that to happen.
Yeah.
On Wi-Fi. Okay,
I don't.
Now, what I was gonna say, a lot of times what we don't know is that the marketing behind the big picture. So Bill Doon, when they had all these different groups saying, when they keep saying they don't know the revolution will not be televised, was a derivative from a poem just like Maya used Paul Laurence Dunbar's poem, First Line. I know why the cage bird sings, the revolution will not be televised, was a line from When the Revolution Comes. That he asked the Last Poets, could he use that when the revolution comes? So what he came up with, Gil Scott came up with the revolution not be televised. So people used to try and put them together and say, hey, what do you think of Gil Scott taking your poem, your song? He said, well, Gil Scott didn't take my song, he elevated my song. He grew my song. So until we understand that I can pass an idea down to you and you can grow it, it is now your tree. My tree over here is still growing.
Right.
So we don't take anybody's anything. We just share in the glory of what comes from it. And we don't know what glory look like because we ain't used to sharing glory.
Well, we only find glory when the lights is off. That's our biggest problem, because you don't get it when the light is on. The master telling you got to get up first thing in the morning. You can't think about how you feel. You got to get to school. You got to get ready for work. You don't get time to think about it. Dave Chappelle said when those folks wanted him to do whatever they wanted him to do, then he walked away from that $67 million, whatever it was. He said, I had the chance to do something that black men never get a chance to do.
I got an O in social studies, which means outstanding.
And wonder how
an O in my specials, which means outstanding.
And all black men.
Yay!
So that was a major because you don't get that, but he did. What? But
What? 80 women?
No,
See if yours
my
truly in the house.
brother
Because
told
he
me.
said yes.
What
He was
brother?
going to do it.
say again.
Yours truly said he was going. He typed on there that he was going to follow the link. I didn't know if he had tried to log in yet.
Yeah, I ain't see him yet.
Ja, you a whole snitch.
No. Listen, you put that thing up there, girl. Look, I love that. Oh, no, you didn't.
Ja, you a whole snitch. Hi, AJ.
Hey, what's up? I saw it. I
How
said
you been?
I wasn't gonna fall down the rabbit hole.
Listen,
I knew the hole was shallow anyway.
I had to help my man out.
I ain't gonna trip on the rabbit hole.
Look, I had to help my man out because he messed up with his food. I messed him up with his grocery list, shopping list earlier today.
Yeah, good looking.
That's on the grocery list.
Let's go come back.
I had to help you to get back in there, bro.
Is that what that was? Oh, okay, Ja, I see. Play both sides against the middle. I got you.
I can't love one of y'all more than the other. You gotta be equal love.
Yes, we got the parent teacher thing.
Oh, okay. It's dinner time, man. I got a parent teacher conference, y'all. I'll be back soon as all is done.
Okay, brother.
It was nice seeing y'all.
All right, y'all. AJ, I had to hook him up, man. I had to hook my man up because he messed up earlier saying how when the grocery list, all the groceries on the little conveyor belt, throwing snacks up there, and his wife don't never know it. And so she was on the live, so I brought her on. She said, I heard all of it. Now you're on restriction. You can't put no snacks up there. I had to hook him up. I had to get him back.
Yeah, had to make amends.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosamary, he heard you. No, he's actually deaf. So, you speak to him like, yeah, hello, good morning. No, but he's such an awesome kid, though. He's such an awesome kid.
Yeah, I ain't have a good enough hat on for him. They had no color in my hat. He didn't like this hat.
But John, what he did last time he had the hat on, he went downstairs, found it on the main TV downstairs, and watched the rest of the show. And then he rewound it so he could see himself in it.
Hey man, AJ, I got a 65-inch downstairs. Got another 60-inch in the bedroom, right? And I happened to pull up the live just to watch the show on there. And man, we supposed to be on somebody's network, bro. We look good on that damn TV screen. I don't give a damn what nobody else say. I'm telling y'all, we supposed to be on somebody's screen.
Now I'm telling you what I like. I like the way the conversation is because we got Rosa May over here. She's typing back and forth. Yours truly ought to be coming through the house in a minute.
Yeah,
anything. But no, man. I think it's true that if we get somebody of notable consequence on here and let them know that, look, this is the show you need to be on.
Yeah.
Like Ari. I want to talk to Ari Melba or somebody,
Yeah, I'm reaching out to some folks because I want to get some of these folks who I told you I reached out. I'm trying to get Maxine Waters on here.
Rosa May said she would watch.
Yeah. Well, good, Rosa May. We glad we got you in our corner because we need you.
For real. No, but Maxine Waters would be dope because Maxine Waters, she don't mix a whole lot of words with people.
Yeah.
That's why people can't handle her because she say, look, I ain't grown up like that.
Right. I watched one clip and she said Donald Trump is a scumbag, and I fell in love with her since then because I knew she wasn't afraid to say what needed to be said.
Oh yeah, she was definitely call him out, and not just call him out to his face.
His face. Look here, nigga.
We're to the last port's better for sure. And that was cool. We were in I was in Southern Fried in Arkansas, right? Mm-hmm. First time I took my girl with me to Southern Fried, so she can check it out. And I told her, I said, well, when we get to Southern Fried, I said, well, I know a lot of the poets in Southern Fried, so we gonna. And time we got there, who was it? Mo Man and a couple other people say, AJ, come on, take a picture with me. So I'm taking pictures with people, and we're taking pictures. And she say, you just left me. I'm like, no, I told you when we got there. And then everywhere we went, people would come and talking to me. She was like, well, you didn't tell me it was going to be like this. I say, I did. Because I don't think people know when you say that you know some people that should mean that you know some people.
Listen, AJ, check this out. Here's something funny. Now, I was with my business consultant, uptown Charlotte here, and now both of us are from New York City. I think I've been here a little longer than she had, but she been for some time too, right? And we walk around. Now, mind, we got masks and shit on and shit, and we walking from one spot to the next, and you know, cause we have a meeting, went to get something to eat, and come back. And she said, "We just gonna have a meeting in my office because you know too many goddamn people." And I'm saying, like, you don't really realize how people notice you and how they rock with you until, you know, you ain't got time for them. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Southern Fried is one of them places. When they know you, man, you be tired. Like Bernie Mac said, you tired from hugging and doing all this shit. Because Southern Fried, man, is something. If y'all never went to Southern Fried, wait till once COVID is over. You got to go to Southern Fried. Yeah. I want to bring it here. But,
you know, I might decide to go. See, my event is called Battle of the Flows, right? My Battle of the Flows, what I did is I changed the structure of the rounds, the voting system, to five 10-point voting system. Okay. There's 5 categories of 10 points each. So what would happen is, instead of getting 5 points, you know, to give you 10, you know, 1 to 10, you have 5 points to have to grade on the scale for each category of 10. So that way, each category. That way, each category will matter, because you might have a dope performance. You might connect with the audience great. Yeah. But then, what is your content?
What's your content? Because what I found out with slam, a lot of these poets perform very well, but their stories don't be, you know what I mean? They don't be the worst stories, right? I'm not gonna say they're just trash. But I've heard stories of people who won, and I'm saying,
it's clips. What up?
I'm like, nah, that ain't do it for me. That one that came off.
Because I've heard dope poems that didn't get a score because the person just quoted a dope poem. Yeah. I've heard a lesser poem performed get a 10.
And don't let somebody cry in their poem. If you can cry in your poem, oh shit, it's over. It's over.
What up, Sid? Yeah. No, you can cry. No, but don't just cry in your poem. Tell your team about the last line to start toward the stage.
Yeah.
Catch you.
Get the church going.
They can catch you almost.
Get ready for the collection plate to go around.
I'm good, Clips, man. What up? How you be, man?
Another thing too, AJ, is you got to have that hilarious poem to follow that. The dog jumped out the window and the airplane hit him halfway down, and then he fell through the meat rack and he hung there for about. You got to have that happy poem to come in between that, and you good to go.
Now, Sensei, you just got to do the crowd walk.
Listen, that worked. That shit worked, man. That shit worked.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Clevo Rainey, first Dollar Slam Master, right? That was his thing. So Nationals, what they did at Nationals, they started making Clevo rules.
Wow.
Because Clevo would crowd walk and hop on the table and be reciting his poem and rip his shirt off. Wow. And then say, okay, you can't rip your shirt off in the slam, you know. Okay, you can't jump, because then there was I'm trying to think the poet name out of Cali. His name was he started jumping on tables too. And they said, okay, you can't jump on tables no more. Okay, so they started making it, okay, we got to make it to where it's gonna be safe. Yeah, you do have to become the poem.
You do.
And that's easy if you wrote it.
Yeah. Because who else can do it?
Yeah, because a lot of times people say, oh, how do I become the poem? I'm not telling you anything you didn't already write in it.
It's already.
I just want you to recite what you've written in the poem. Oh, James Brown action. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Where James Brown would kneel. He kneel and throw the cape on his shoulders. Then he start walking off. Then he throw the cape off and run back. Wow! Start doing the mashed potatoes and dancing again.
Listen, he won so many fans doing that. I mean, that's what you call showmanship.
He didn't need an encore.
No.
He was going to encore himself by 15 times.
Look, he did. He had his encore every 3 songs. Because he rested between the other 2. He had to rest a little bit, you know.
But I'm gifted. Man, I love you. I love me some gifted, man. I love me some gifted, man. You dope.
Gifted.
Wordplay here, the theatrics. But that's exactly what it is, because see what Michael learned from James Brown, he added. What Prince learned from James Brown, he added. Michael was just smoother than both of them together.
Right.
Because Michael created dances from the dances. Miss Parker want to be on.
Miss Parker, I'm sending you a link right now.
Parker, John just sent you the link to come on the main one. So he just sent you the link. You finna come on here. Yeah. But it was just that Michael, we see the graduation of other arts in other artists.
Yeah.
And that's where portraits should be. But see, what happens is poets start mimicking other poets and forget who they are.
Say that again, AJ, because they ain't hear you. Say that shit again.
I say poets start mimicking other poets and forget who they are. Because you might write a dope impact poem the first time you find yourself.
Yeah.
But every time you find yourself, it's not an impact poem.
No.
I'm just saying.
If it is, you probably need to go seek some help.
Yeah, you ought to be a therapist or a sofa. Be a therapist or a sofa so you can hear other people visiting a therapist.
Yeah, man. I got tired of seeing, and I'm not gonna mention no names, right? But there's a poet that had passed away, and I loved him, man. Tavis Brunson. I love Tavis, man. He was an amazing human being. And me and Tavis used to play Word Feud, and he's such a smart man. He used to kick my ass all the time in the damn game, but I didn't mind it. It was all good. I was learning from him too. And then there was a poet that I heard so many people talk about. I had not met him. His name popped up everywhere. Oh man, you got to know him. You da 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 da. And then I heard him, and I heard Tavis, but it wasn't Tavis's voice. And I was like, that sounds just like Tavis. So I don't know who was first or second or last,
but they were the same.
I was just saying. I was like, that don't work for me.
Miss Parker, Coach Josh sent you a link, man. Go to your box, follow the link, and come on here with us.
Yours truly trying to connect, but his camera ain't connected yet. So I see him trying to connect. So we'll see. We'll get him in there in a minute.
No, but see what I discovered is the reason I started doing writing workshops with other poets. Because first I was just doing writing workshops at schools and with other people that wanted to write. I started doing writing workshops with other poets because I found other poets couldn't find themselves in their poems.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the only way you're gonna, she said it was working.
It was. I don't see her.
That's what Miss Parker said, it was working. So go back to it. He gonna bring in once he see you come through.
Yeah, tell her because I don't see it. Yours truly trying to work, but his camera's not on yet.
But no, I'm saying, but a lot of times when you finally discover what you sound like, it might scare you at first. It might scare you a little bit.
Yeah.
Cause you might hear your father's voice that you don't know, or hear your mother's sound that you're so used to. You might hear something that grounds you in your work, something that grounds you in your ability to say that I'm not a poet, I'm just the voice of my family.
Right.
Miss Parker said, it did, but didn't work.
Send me your email, Miss Parker.
Oh, okay. Send him your email. Coach Josh, send Coach Josh your email. He'll send a link to your email.
Yeah, email me in yours truly. DM me your email address, and I'll send it to you.
But man,
he's in there, but we can't see him.
Yeah.
So what?
I just literally got out the shower.
Oh, well, we don't want to see your ass anyway. I mean, you know.
So who naked up in here? Now, who naked up in here then?
You know that's. Shout out to Big Bro Wits.
Exactly. Who naked up in here?
Who naked up in here?
How y'all doing tonight, though?
You know,
oh man, we actually, man, we definitely wanted you to come on, man, because man, I love your work, man. I appreciate you so much, man, for sure, man. Because and I love the humility that you go in with, and I think the humility is like an umbrella you carry with you. Because it don't stop the rain.
It don't stop the rain.
That's funny. I like that. See, that's why you are one of my favorite poets, because you can just come up with this stuff. Like, so
Yeah, man. I don't know how AJ do it, but he do
it. Shout out to y'all. And Ja, I see you, man. Ja, you don't stop working, you don't stop moving, you don't stop creating. Blessings to you, brother.
Appreciate it, but I'm gonna tell you, I just feel like everybody gotta eat, and I like to eat good.
Copy.
And so for me to eat good, I gotta be busy. And I ain't about starving.
But see, I'm saying just like both. I'm so impressed with his follow through, because doing coffee time with Ja every morning at 7. Oh, it's 7 o'clock my time, rather. 10 o'clock Eastern. See, if it was 10 o'clock, I could do it. But sometimes I'm going to bed at 3:40, 4 o'clock. So 7 hard for me to get up here. I am Kim B. Miller, man. Kim, what up? Now, oh, there he is. He got some clothes on now, Jay. He got clothes on.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to send Miss Parker information. Appreciate you getting dressed for me, brother. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that, y'all. We had a horrible case of food poisoning hit our home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we all was down. All of us.
Man. Well, I'm glad you're better. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm like 80%. She don't take getting sick well. So she's not 1,000 yet, but we gonna make it. It's, it affect people differently. I say don't eat Popeye's chicken after a blackout.
Man, the fire wasn't hot.
Yeah, it was definitely it was something. God,
I had food poisoning in Arkansas the last day of Southern Fried.
Did you?
Man, I had to stay 2 more days in the hotel. I wasn't even prepared for it, but man, I was so sick, man. That was just, and I wasn't even close to home.
Man, I caught food poisoning one time. It was over some bad spinach, and it was stuck like right below my lung for about 3 days.
Some bad Popeye?
No, it wasn't Popeye. It was spinach. Yeah. Some bad Popeye. Listen, I was so jacked up, man. I couldn't do nothing.
I honestly, John, that's the first. I usually hear of like meat products, protein products making you sick, but spinach?
Bro, it was a spinach, man.
What up, Kim B. Miller? I think he sent you an email.
I sent that email. Yeah. All kind of. I'm gonna have to try to help her out here.
Kim B. Miller, man, I love me some Kim B. Miller. She's so dope, man. Her haikus be frightening. Her haikus be scaring people, and
them haikus will scare you to death.
So how was your day, man? Besides the food poisoning, man. So what'd you do?
I still went to work as usual. I had told my guys when I first got there, it was going to be I wasn't going to have the same energy, so I was going to need them to fill that role. And of course they complained. I said this to my brother, that, Kobe, he was my favorite basketball player, and he played through everything. Jordan played through everything. So they was like, why are you even here? Because that food poison, though it had me down, like Josh said, I still got to work. I still got to eat. Like, I like to eat good. And so in order to do that, there's no excuse for me. There is no excuse to miss work as a man, especially not as a man, but as a family head. One, because I got kings looking at me, and I don't let them just miss school for nothing. Their mom does, but I'm avid on taking care of your responsibilities, no matter the cost.
Yeah, get wings to you. But check it out, man. Yours truly. What I love about that is that, to me, that's the way you write. To me, that's the way you art, because it's almost like you say, I started this piece. It didn't want to act right, but I'm gonna finish this piece. Because I've heard the opening of some of your poems, and I can see the opening, and I see how the other parts fell in place. But the opening didn't start out the opening of the piece. I can hear that.
Okay. Yeah, usually the first thing I come up in my poems are my endings. I'm an ending writer. And then maybe I'll fill in the middle, but my beginnings or my intros, they might They might come into me in like 2 months later, but they'll stick. I just told a few artists, like, I literally just finished 3 pieces on Sunday, but these pieces had been just stashed away, but I couldn't either finish them. When I say finish them, I couldn't get the middle right. I couldn't get it I couldn't get that flow the way I wanted. I didn't have the words for it. But fortunately, me and AJ, we have gotten to be inculcated into these group of poets that just read other people's work, and hearing them read so many other phenomenal artists that you'll probably never hear of, but have the most beautiful words and usages that evokes so much intellect within me. And so I was blessed to be able to finish them.
But check it out, yours truly. I'm put this out in the open. What's up, Miss Parker? Good to see you. I'm put this out in the open.
Good evening, Miss Parker.
Finally.
Okay. Hey, Miss Parker.
They have a documentary coming out on whatever channel. I saw it on documentaries about the Black church, right? So I have this poem called Dressing for Church. Ja has a poem that he hadn't named yet, but I called it Dressing for Church. So it don't matter what he's gonna name it, but I call it Dressing for Church. But I think you need to write one, because what I want to do is, the whole thing I want to do is address the position of the Black church and why the Black church was necessary, and what the Black church lacks right now to be necessary.
Okay. Dressing for church. I got you.
Yeah. What it lacks, because the first Black church, like one of the pastors of the first Black church started Savannah State University and helped establish Morehouse. And then you had these other pastors. Then you had Martin do what the sanitation workers strike and all this. Then you have Warnock from the same church that's senator. So you see the growth. Everybody's doing a growth of community.
Yes.
Why aren't other churches doing a growth of community?
Wow.
Miss Parker, how you feel about that?
About the presence of the Black church.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done enough research from our history to even comment on that. But as far as Black churches are concerned, that I don't really go to a church, but I think they're necessary. I think that we can do better by it, and having our communities. I mean, Black churches are very powerful. Is where do we put the energy? How do we put the energy out there to make some changes, versus having us come together and not be able to be as productive? I think that the Black churches do need to be a part, because that's part of our heritage. But how do we shift the conversation in productivity and getting legacy building? How do we do that?
And legacy building is definitely the question, because I think in a lot of places we mimic too many other people in our religious rituals. We are more traditional. We're more tradition than truth. So a lot of tradition, we got to erase some of that tradition, because they're writing tradition in some churches by having another book to go along with the Bible. So we're going to write the tradition, and we're not just going to keep the truth. So how do we tell the truth from tradition when it's so interwoven together? And now we've done 3 or 4 generations of this tradition and truth. Now we don't know what's tradition or what's truth.
It's kind of like the Easter Bunny saying we shouldn't use Christmas trees no more. I mean, that's what it is.
I love John.
I don't even know how to swallow that, man. I don't even know how to swallow that.
I refuse to. I'm just gonna let it marinate for a minute.
It's gonna reach the ears it needs to.
I don't even know how to swallow that, man. Now say that one more time.
The Easter Bunny trying to tell you why you shouldn't put a Christmas.
You gotta love being in a room with poets. You gotta love being in a room with poets.
That word, though, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that word legacy is something or a word that does not get passed around anymore. For me, and the father that I had, my legacy was, I'd say, putting in his hard work and being a true dad, a true father. so many of my generation and the generation that follows me don't have that reverence for their elders or their own parents. And so that word legacy is very few and way too far between. So even when it comes to the churches, people don't take church seriously. For me, church had become more of a fashion show than a reason or ability to praise God and truly find that worship together, that unity. And I mentioned it in one of my pieces. It's people will wear the cross, but spend more time putting diamonds on it than actually realizing what it symbolizes wholeheartedly. So many people are worried about how they stand within the church or how they're looked at in the church rather than how they're looking internally and what the word is trying to get them to become, trying to get us all to become. And so that turns my generation and under away from the church. Yeah, we'll go on Easter. We'll say what's up to the rabbit. We'll go during funerals, but on the 4 times a month, when are you going? When my mama asked me. That's the answer that you're gonna get.
Let's talk about legacy for a minute. Imagine legacy like this. There's 3 boys, same neighborhood, same park, same school, same age. One of their fathers work all the time, all the money that they need. They don't want for nothing. Another father works hard, but he just can't quite get the fatherly thing now. He don't know how to manage being a dad and having to go to work and ain't making enough money. The third child, his father doesn't work. He doesn't have that good paying job. We don't know what the situation is, but he's always there. He walked the kids to school. He's there for lunchtime. He had PTA meetings. What legacy makes the most sense? You see what I'm saying? And so we're so caught up in, okay, I got to make this happen. This got to be perfect this way. And then he said, all I got is this. And I'm all I have. And then which one is the available dad or the one that gives the most?
I think the definition of legacy has to be identified for the individual and what is it that they're trying to create. And when I say legacy, I mean living beyond your flesh, within your family structure or within your community. What is it that you want to stand for and be provided for? I think that we are all obscure and that we are in this era where everything is lackluster or it is very fly by night and nobody is grounded to a mission or a goal of a long-term mission and a long-term mission statement. What is your lifetime? What is your mission statement for this year? What is your mission statement for the next 5 years? What is the 10 years? How do you want to show up? And how do you want to be of servitude to this place? I mean, we talk about great legends being out there that are being spoken of all through it. We talk about Michael Jackson. We talk about all of these people. They were very laser focused in what their mission was for them. And as it evolved, they evolved with that mission, or if something had to fall by the wayside to get there. And I think that a lot of times as we talk today, everybody is out for the hustle, but they don't know what they're hustling for.
There's no motion without movement. You know, I was just thinking while I was listening to you, I had this idea. I'm like, okay, so what if we had God challenges like we have other challenges on Instagram?
It wouldn't work.
I see your eyes, your truth. I saw your eyes.
They only do the challenges where you can pretend to be a hoe and shake your ass. Anyway.
I said, what if we had God challenges like they have challenges on Instagram? How many people would we have participating?
The one who started it.
The one who started it, exactly. This is the Read Your Bible Every Day challenge. I
think we're so caught up in religion that we have religion without purpose.
I understand.
Well, I'll take it a step further. We don't even know what religion is. You ask a million people, what does the word religion mean? They never break down the word.
Well, what tradition do you live by? AME? Church of God in Christ. What tradition do you have?
because it still don't give you religion. You know what I mean? If you break down religion, read being one word, religion being another word, read meaning get back, and religion meaning God's way or God's path. In fact, what you study, you should be able to get it the first time around, right?
Well, come on,
If you got to keep going back, then you missed it. You know what I'm saying? So what are we really going? Are we really following religion or tradition? Are we following the bunny rabbit or the Christmas tree? Which one is it?
But People Project, see, I said that as a joke because I was like, everybody wants to follow something as a tradition. Everybody wants to be, how many photos can I get if I do this dance? If I do this silhouette challenge? If I do this busted challenge? If I do this, how many photos can I get? How many likes can I get? So if there was a God challenge, would it be best on likes or be best on talking to God? Which one would it be?
Right.
I would take A. I just saw a practice that said, now that you got these followers, now what?
Yeah, where you leading them to? That's always been my question. If you're a teacher, what are you reading and who are you teaching?
Well, yeah.
Because that's the only thing the teacher label is for. What are you reading? Because you can't be a teacher if not reading something to learn yourself so you can learn others. But in the process of teaching, you have to learn. Yeah. Be willing to learn.
Because I'll be damned, every time I do a workshop, I learn something every time. Every time. So
within that, I don't think people see or realize what they're doing is affecting their future. All these, especially, and I try to bring it to light for the poets. Amanda Gorman does not have a busted challenge. She does not have a silhouette challenge. But you're a poet saying that you're going to be the next poet at an inauguration. No, you won't. If companies look up your social media and will judge you based off of those, do you really think that the government won't? That the next president won't look at your prior, whatever you said previously? Like, people need to think before they just try to be popular for the next 2 days. Because the busted challenge that was last week. The drop it low challenge, that was the week before that. So you want to be hot for 24 hours, but we will ruin your future for the rest of your life just because of that. Like I said, that don't make sense to me. But people don't see outside of high school the popularity of it.
And the inauguration with a picket sign.
And that's what I was talking about is we've gotten caught up in what is trending as opposed to what is the legacy you want to, what is the end game for you? What do you want to do? Right now, everybody's doing these challenges, and not to say that I mean, if the challenges is what you want to do and the following what you want to get, have at it. But it really calls for us and myself as well to sit down with what your end game is and how do you want to present yourself long term. But you getting the quick fix, and we're all about the quick fix now, or the quick fix, we all know if you put a quick fix on something, it's going to unravel and destroy itself. Yes. You really have to take it apart. You have to take it apart. You have to really get in there and fix the damn thing. So a lot of us are not willing to do that work. We're gonna put on the putty over a crack, and eventually, and then wonder why the roof has gone down and why there's water inside of the house. And so a lot of people don't want to do that work. And sometimes you just gotta pull back and be still with yourself and say, is this the light I want to be in? Is this what I want to accomplish? And so I'm in that season for myself, but a lot of people are not. They haven't, and so part of that situation is that we lose that valuable part of a mentor. That valuable part. If you don't know how to get somewhere, how are you going to get there? And so everybody is reaching and pulling for something without having any direction, and so we're constantly becoming lost because of that.
But you know, how many senators, how many recent people in low offices or high offices had to go back and delete 1,000 tweets or 1,000 Facebook posts or 1,000 Instagram posts right before they went to office? Oh, I can't let nobody see this. I can't let just like yours truly was saying that a lot of times we don't look at this day as it matters tomorrow. See, somewhere in this day, I have to prepare this day for tomorrow because this day is gonna rest. Yes. But this is a step ladder to my tomorrow. So I'm gonna be stepping on it. I can't have this disappear. So I'm gonna drop it wrong if it goes.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm never gonna be invited to do a poem at inauguration because my poems tell America the shit I think about what they doing. So I already know. But I didn't write worrying about whether they was gonna call me because they probably visit my dreams already. I already told them what the shit was anyway. But then they done kicked AJ out. Now look, they done threw AJ out the group.
No, and John, I'm the same way. I write for everybody. But for certain poems, I have a specific audience. And so no, I don't see. Yeah, I can definitely do an event locally, or I've done the Martin Luther King Day parades, and I've done those. But the reason I can is one, I make myself like Miss Parker said, I had a mentor. I had few of them. A good thing about them, they make yourself marketable, make yourself approachable, make yourself worthy. I got a stain on my record, but for the most part, I do what I'm supposed to do.
But yours truly, I want to intervene with that just a little bit because we were talking about how I think that what I love about when you stand firmly in your truth, whether it be what you've done in the past and it wasn't so good, but to where you are trying to evolve. I think a lot of us try to hold each other in places we don't belong anymore. And so what I love about you is that you do have a plethora of that, of a big portfolio of poetry where you can go in any other place. It's when you start to hide your truth and you become you're not authentic, then it cannot be received. If you are authentic in every poem that you have written because of who you are or what you've experienced, even if it doesn't belong to you, the story doesn't belong to you, you as the viewer have your own perception of it. And if you stay true to that, then most people, and it doesn't really matter as long as you understand, because now you're giving other people permission to be in their true states at the times that they're in them. If you are feeling raunchy, go ahead and feel raunchy. If you're feeling sad, feel sad. If you're going to educate. It does. We are as people, we have so many layers. And for us to try to hold somebody to one stigma is an injustice on them, but it's also an injustice on you because you never get to learn that person in all aspects of who they are in their truth. And I think that's why you can deliver where you deliver wherever you go, is because you embedded yourself in your truth.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. No, go on yours.
Breaking up?
I'm here. Can everybody still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I wanted to say thank you, Miss Parker. I appreciate that. The beautiful words always. That was something I learned. I could say I appreciated about Ja. Ja will speak to you as a big brother, and then he gonna speak to you as a big brother. But he's gonna always be Ja, and you know it's gonna always come with love. Even in his poetry is deep. His poetry is hella raw, but like you feel something every time he spits, and his purpose is that his purpose is to share his truth. He doesn't come at you proper. He's not going to say words that go over your head. So he's trying to get the message to you, not over you. He wants you to
put the message in your pocket.
Yeah. And so that's what I've always appreciated about him, and I mimicked in a couple of my poems. That's something I do. I can't get as deep yet, as AJ, but I am trying. I promise
We
you.
all are, brother. All of us trying to get there. Look, all of us.
He come up with sayings off the top of his head. Well, he's probably forgotten more than I could ever know. But this man, I mean, he got 8 books. AJ, 9.
The 9th one's at the printer right now.
See, I don't think I've read 9 books. God,
Listen, let me add on that. First of all, thank you for the words, brother, because it's an honor. You know, I respect your work so much, man. I listen to a lot of poets. Some poets I can hear. Some poets I don't have to hear no more for the rest of the week. And there's some poets that I can hear all day long. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just my taste of poetry, my taste of wordplay. I can hear you every day, bro, and it's all good with me. I appreciate that.
blessing.
As far as AJ, I'm glad we talk every day because he writes every day. And just a conversation with him will make me write every day. In fact, there's some things that he writes. Mind you, I got 3 of his books here. I'm waiting for another one to come in the mail. But there's certain things that he'll write in a poem. There's 7 poems in that one line that he just gave me that I haven't developed the vocabulary to write yet. So I get it. And I don't even think AJ understands when we're talking hundreds of years later, they're still going to be breaking down stanzas that you've written, bro, because people haven't caught up to that shit yet. And that's just keeping it a buck. I'm not shying away from people who got talent. I'm not trying to tell nobody else about that thing. I need to hear AJ every day because it's some shit that my spirit hadn't been prepared to write yet. And you kind of put it through a sifter for me and make me write that shit. I'm writing several poems after. I'll be like, AJ, look, I got to hang up, man. I got to write this poem. I'll come back.
Nah, but if I'm on my page and I see yours truly going live somewhere, I just log into his poem.
That's it.
Log into his poem,
It's interesting.
and then I log out.
I love watch people who I look up to. It's not a competition, and it's where creatives co-create and inspire each other. And AJ, you have always been like I told you, if I could do surgery, I would crack that head open and that pen as well. Listen,
I don't think crack is a medical term.
All right. So what I will do is I will seep in through the skin cells, and I'll just go ahead and just lay up in your brain for a little while.
No, but
And that's all right, because that's what I get to do. I get to do that this Sunday. So I ain't even tripping. I'm coming for the pen, and I'm coming for the food.
yeah, we gonna hang out when you get here. Yours truly. I was talking to John early this morning, right? So I had just started working on a poem that woke me up at 2:30. And the trip was, you from Texas, I'm from Dallas.
Yes,
You from Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my father always told me, he say, man, that shit ain't gonna change till hell freezes over. So that's what the poem is talking about. Is like heaven had to sleep, so when it woke up, it forgot where hell was, so it froze Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. So he don't know if hell is in 50 different places, but it was damn sure in 5.
That's where you get it, bro. Exactly. Like father, like son. I got you. God, dog. See,
But I woke up that concept, I said, I gotta write that piece because it's like, and when everything froze, it froze.
Yeah.
And it was like heaven was demanding you pay niggas back what you owe them because you owe them a couple of centuries of shit.
Oh, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
You gonna get them some shit? I'm taking it,
man. Reparations. What?
And
No, but I know you feel that because I'm saying being from Houston and I'm from Dallas, man. I'm saying the Metroplex, man. To me, that's like the best maneuvering because there's so many places you can snug and fit in San Antonio and Austin and in Corpus and Albuquerque. There's poetry everywhere.
And I tell people, if you come down to Houston or Dallas, you're gonna be able to do poetry every night. You just gotta venture out. And that's one thing that I wish we as poets did more often here, because your slam poets and your just spoken word artists, your I guess open mic poets, we don't collaborate. We don't even know. I had a slam open mic like 7 minutes from my house, and I used to I lived in Katy. I used to travel 45 minutes to go into the city, and it was literally an open mic 7 minutes from my house.
So what school you go to in Katy?
What happened?
What school did you go to in Katy?
Oh no, I went to North Shore.
Okay.
I lived in Katy, and so we were state champs.
I know. But check it out. I went to Hutch, so you know we was running shit too. So
I got you. No. But that was when they only had like 6 schools in the anyway.
See that hand don't brush nothing. It don't brush nothing away just cause you moving air.
Oh my goodness, it kicked Jai out now. Wow.
No, man, but man, I'm saying I appreciate you so much, and I got a whole lot of homeboys in Houston, man, that over slams. But see, in Dallas, what we did, we started Forward Slams in 2000. Okay. But we had a whole lot of open mics that we hosted in Arlington and North Dallas and other places. So people would come to our open mics and then figure out, okay, where y'all at? We got a slam. You know, so we go to Dallas Slams and Forward Slams, and Dallas Slams would come to our slams when they wrote some real. See, Dallas Slams, they had different, whoever the slam master was, that's what the poetry began to sound like. If he was a conscious poet, people wrote conscious. Rock Baby was host, everybody was funny. Candy was host, everybody trying to throw some love poems. So, or some sex poems. So it's like we never switched because we were writing poetry before slam. So people would come and hear us because they say, y'all slamming? Yeah. What you slam with? The poem I just wrote today. People were mad at me because every time I slam with a poem I wrote that day.
Yeah, I'd be mad at you too, especially because it take me forever to write one. I'm so serious. I think because I didn't start with slam. In fact, I've never done a live slam. I've judged live slam. I've judged like 6 live slams, but me doing a slam, I haven't. I don't even understand why people want me to judge them. I am an a-hole judge, and I'll tell anybody, I'm the worst judge to have because I want you to have done your research. Like I said, I've been doing poetry since I was 8. I'm 32. I'll be 32 Monday. I know pretty much every literary
early birthday.
I appreciate it. Every literary work. So if I see that you come in and you have a great piece, that's cool, or it can be decent. But if you an alphabet poet, if you ain't hit me with no type of feeling, I might give you an 8. But my 9s come heavy. And
I don't judge slams. I don't judge slams because I know most of the poets that these other poets got words from.
Ooh.
And my mind recalls the origin of the line that you spit that wasn't yours. and I can't give you credit or credence for that. and it really bothers me when I hear poets that I know that should be better poets. They're a good poet because the poem they wrote, they got some lines from other poets I know.
See, yeah, and that's something that I make sure, and people tell me like, how you know Houston? If y'all notice, there are no Houston poets that do Instagram Live or Instagram poet. There's nobody in Houston that does because they say, what if somebody steals my? So what? Like these words ain't yours. Everybody's like, my name ain't Webster. I didn't write these. I didn't make none of this up. God did. Then somebody else came and translated. If they word like me and saying the poem, somebody could steal water from you. If they take it, you ain't gonna say it like me. I'd hate that you did it, and that would show a lot about your character. But you ain't gonna say it like me. You ain't gonna spit it like me, and everybody gonna know that's my poem when it comes down to it. If we do side by side,
it's gonna take me a year to remember that was my line.
I don't have that fear of poet like you, AJ. You writing every day, so there are lines like you've forgotten that you even put down. You might hear it from somebody else and be like, "Man, that was a dope line. I like how they did that," and that's your line. And so I would say,
me and John was talking the other day, right? I wrote this poem. It was It was a conversation with God. But John wrote the poem that he was writing that day to me, and it was basically him talking to God. So don't that sound like a conversation with God?
Yeah.
So I'm saying it was basically. I'm like, it was just his piece was fire. I'm like, I'm about to go redress this poem, put his get some Jordans, get some new strings for the tennis shoes or something.
Man, oh man, nah. I guess that's why I love me. I guess I say I love and hate my brain, because it allows me. I have a poem where God is talking to me, and he is jotting me. He is big brothering the crap out of me. I of course I got the poem about liquor and everything, so my brain is able to pick and choose other avenues to talk about. Somebody told me recently, Prince Allende, he was like, I need to make a book about just your perception of things, because I have poems that aren't, like you said earlier, that didn't come from me. I got a poem where I'm a white boy in an all-black school. I ain't white, but I can write in that perspective.
I feel you.
And so I wish that people would do that. Not just write from your own experiences, but look at that homeless man and make a story. Yeah. Make a story of how he is, and then.
But don't just make a theory. Talk to him for a minute.
Yes, which requires research, which is big for me.
I did where he's from and how he sounds. See, because if I write a poem in my mind how you sound, that poem's gonna be about how you sound.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna have no parts of me. I always tell people, I say, I'm not even a poet. I'm God. I just take dictation slow, so I don't always get the whole message. So what I wrote, you can get the rest of the message from God, but this is what I got from it.
Yeah. What I hear when you say that, Whitey, I hear somebody saying, I'm talking to you, but I can hear your stomach last night. Everything that you wished you had last night, I can hear it now. And you know what I'm saying? That's how I want you to write. And so a lot of the workshops I do, when I use images and I use pictures and stuff like that, I purposely take poets there because they always say, oh, I can't write that. You got 2 I can'ts in my workshop, whether you pay it or not, and you out of here. You got 2 I can't limit. That third one, you out of here, because if you don't believe enough in yourself, you shouldn't have never came here. I'm not going to let you write the same shit. What you say, AJ? You got to throw away your pens because I want you to write that.
No, you got to come to my workshop with a new pen, because I'm not going to have you writing old shit.
I'm not going to do that here. I had a lot of poets come in that first class that I started online that said, I've never looked at a picture that way. I never thought about writing a poem that way. I want you to write about the seed they planted in the ground. Don't tell me what the hands felt like to put the seed in there. Tell me what the seed feels like when the roots bust through that little plastic shell. Was it hard? Did it have a smell? Was it cold outside, or was it just raining? That's the shit I want you to write when you come to my workshop. Other than that, I shouldn't be having no workshop.
My last workshop I did at community college, I did it at Mountain View, right? They had all these things going on. So I had this old man coming here with a jacket on. He sit down in the class. So I'm doing a workshop, and I typed up, like, I was doing What If There Were No Titles. So I had like 4 stacks of 80 of my poems. 4 stacks of 80. I told any of the poets, I say, come and get 10 pages. Come and get 10 pages, because I'm going to edit your work. I want you to have some of mine to edit. You find the error, you find a way to change mine, it's good. I'm not going to tell you what my favorite poem is, because every poem you get was my favorite poem when I wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had like a hammer. I had a lot of stuff. I say, what is this? They say a hammer. I say, no, this is what I beat the rocks on to make paper out of so I could write.
I love that.
And then they start looking, and so the guy in the jacket stayed in class, wrote 3 writing prompts, got up and read his prompts. And when he left, the other guy said, man, that's the president of the school.
Wow.
I said, man, how come you didn't tell me? He said, he ain't never been in nobody class. He'll walk in and see. He said he have never participated in nobody's workshop since he been to school. And the guy was a professor, a friend of mine. I'm like, but he stayed in my class and wrote 3 prompts and got up and read, and I had no idea who he was.
Wow. Wow.
That type of impactfulness, I'm sure you've always had. You move people to do better. Just when you just hop on, you just be regular AJ.
Mm-hmm.
And to you, it's regular AJ. To us, it's like that's AJ.
We couldn't live in the same city because we wouldn't have no woman. They'd be like, "No, y'all just move the hell out. We'll move in together. Y'all move together."
Yes. I mean, the fact when AJ, I remember when he first mentioned me that he actually knew who I was. That was a shocker for me. So I'm like, I know I ain't nobody, but he is that guy. He that dude. He that dude's dude. He's my favorite poet. So, and then for him to say words and so many congratulations to me and how I'm one of his favorite poets, that's a landmark for me.
You really are, man, because the stories you tell and the way you tell a story, if somebody else read it, I would know it's your story.
As a matter of fact, I've heard so many of your poems, but I will admit, the one when you break the phone number down.
Her number, yeah, 521-365-2470.
I'll be honest with you. I probably can't quote the numbers, but the impact of how you wrote it and the way you deliver it. If anybody say they don't like that poem, they'll have to write a poem to tell me why. Because I don't believe them. Because you cannot be listening. You cannot be listening and then tell me you just don't like that poem. It might be something you don't like. That's fine. You can't tell me that you give that poem a low rating if you listen to that poem. The way it was written and then the delivery, hands down, bro. I was like this. I was like Moody Black. I was throwing the pen and shit. I was like, dude.
Now, when I heard it, I'm trying to transpose numbers in my head. Like, do my numbers fit in there?
Come on. As a matter of fact, check this out. Let's talk about this. Me and AJ was on the phone, and I told him. AJ said he don't like number poems. Now he said he don't care for them too much, right? I shouldn't say he don't like them. He don't care for them too much because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and shit. I said, well, AJ, look, I just wrote this fucking number poem, man. You got to hear this shit.
but I understood. It was a dope poem. And I told him I didn't like number poems because most of the poems I've heard that were number poems, there was no cohesiveness to the piece.
Mm-hmm.
Each number you could say whatever you want to say. You can say 1. A train travels at 87 miles per hour and it passes my house and my window screen. 2. Yesterday, my mama told me, I'm like, what the hell they got to do with train?
Yeah, I definitely. Oh, we got the same mind on that.
Are we talking? Are we going there?
Yeah.
We going there. I just want to know if we going there.
Bring it on, Miss Parker. What you got?
That is the situation I have, not with no number poems, but when we get on stages and we tell we wrote this poem on a Tuesday when it was blue and when the sky was blue and it was raining, and then you start talking to me about something that has nothing to do with that. Sometimes I'm like, well, I don't want to listen to the poem. I want to know what happened on the day that it was raining and how you got to this place, because your poem has nothing to do with what you just told me why you wrote the poem. And now the story is more weighted and more heavy when you say, somebody passed and, I was in my feelings, and then you read this poem and I don't know where your feelings went and I don't know who passed and what day was it when it passed. You have there's so much disjointing within you leading into your poem that I've lost the feeling for the poem, and I want to know about the backstory.
Yeah. The poem don't add up to the story.
Don't add up to the story.
Yeah. I wrote my poem metaphors specifically like that, because the metaphors that I used initially were actually things that I actually went through that had nothing to do with me having a relationship with a ill relationship with my son, but for the purpose of bringing you to a point that understand that you have to really pay attention to the metaphor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think there's a poet, D. Dove. He does a poem about starting off talking about spiders and 8 legs, and then he compared it to being a black man walking in the street. I loved it. Magic. And so when poets challenge that, that's the energy I want you to challenge. Go ahead and get this whole thing and then bring it full circle with what you really want to say. I love that.
Yeah.
But Ms. Parker, like you said, it's got to make sense.
Yes.
You know, I wrote a poem on, they wanted me to write an impromptu talking about, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. So I first referenced Paul Ernst Dunbar's poem Sympathy, because the opening line of that poem is I know why the cage bird sings, and that's where Mal got it from. Mm-hmm. But I talked about how the cage bird don't sing because it broke its wings, and I think the cage bird sings for the same reason the slave sung. Mm-hmm. You know, when they was working and didn't want to work, when they was find some free. That's why the cage bird sung, because they thought other birds would know what fear sounded like. And a lot of times the cage bird sung because I've heard singing is so much better than death.
Come on.
But see, that is, I love the beauty of what you just said. You still brought it home. I mean, it's just.
Oh, she got kicked out again.
That was phenomenal. Shoot.
Listen, when AJ is talking, either I gotta have one of my phones available for a text to write a note, or I gotta have a pen available, because he's always going to give me something. He's always going to give me something. And we be sitting there talking like, damn, AJ, that's a writing prompt right there. And I'm doing it all damn day long. And the problem with that is I never get to write all of those prompts yet, because he's going to give me another one right after it.
Yeah. That's how it is with me and Shake the Poet. Like, he's out of Colleen. Like,
I know Shake. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like, dude, stop. Like, just stop.
You know, Christopher Michael and all of them,
yeah. Christopher Michael is hilarious.
Yeah,
great heart. Shout out to them.
My first time I read that poem, I was just talking about metaphors. First time I read that on their live, and when I got done, he was like, "Bro." Yeah, I
don't think I heard that.
No, don't worry. Are you coming Saturday? You can be at the show.
Yeah.
You'll get it, because a lot of people want to hear that. You'll get it.
But I don't think I've ever given you your flowers for that poem you did on that challenge about you took all of their cities trees. That, and then you flipped it with the Bible, dude. That was crazy. I mean, anybody who loves it, if you just read, hell, I don't that poem. And I say Kendra, she was, because she was over the top. She was beast. But that poem that you did took the show. It took it. It was you put everything in there. And that was so phenomenal.
Thank you, bro. You know what's so crazy about that? I wasn't prepared for that show. I had a Zoom open mic that I was doing right before that. I do every third Friday, right before that show. And I wrote that during the Zoom open mic. And the first time I read it was at that show that night, the same fucking night.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't do that.
It just, I've learned that when it hits you, it's there. And so I'm hosting and writing. I'm typing and yeah. Posting, boom, 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 boom. I'll finish that up right in time, because remember, I was a few minutes late.
This is true.
Right on time, and came in that Zoom and did that poem. By far, I was like, yo, I really did. I like that poem. I love that poem.
AJ, have you heard it? Make him tell you that poem one day.
I'm gonna have to read that one for you, AJ.
Not that one.
Man.
Have you heard Jaws dressing for church poem?
No.
You read that tomorrow.
Read it, John. You need to read that. Read that now. I don't care. I'm stopping. Read it. I'm stopping right now. Read that.
I still got to edit this poem, AJ.
Now, whatever you say, it don't matter. Just read that poem. Read the unedited version then.
Oh man.
Yeah, read the unedited version then. I want to hear the unedited version.
Would you look at this tie? Sunday morning perfect, praise team ready, matching the socks and the shine of my shoes. It looks like I made it myself. Like this skin. Gloss well enough for Sister Clara's reflection to find it smile again. But look at this tie. It's perfect. And hope it matches Pastor's liking, makes his lies find a new heart to hold on to. Ah, can you see this beautiful tie? Noose perfectly around my windpipe. I'm going to shuck and jive my way into heaven today with this beautiful tie. Going to hear a good word. That's what they're going to say. Going to set me free. I won't have to do nothing else to get free today. That's what they told me. Before I bought this shirt and made a threesome out of this ironing board and out of this ironing board. I remember how Squeaky's voice gave my grandmother a smile on a Sunday morning. Made her play a little more gospel, just a tiny bit louder, knowing we was getting ready for Sunday school. But would you look at this tie? Choking my good sense away from my lungs, scaring me enough to only do what I'm told, regardless of what my spirit cannot accept. Those things like shoot insomnia into my veins, force my eyelids to fight against one another. But look at this tie. Don't it look great? Matches the nice socks and the shiny church shoes that don't fit anymore. The ones that smell like my footsteps can't have a bad fragrance. But look at them. They still tell me about it. Still rush me Sunday schools, closed-minded, because that's all it's going to be. Just some truth they told me, something they wrapped in the papers. Got to go where they print freedom papers at on this day, where they find broken families, deadbeat dads. Just look at the beautiful ties walking in this church, the ones that match the suits and the silk shirts, the ones that so many men love to sing to the king, sing to the king's order. Would you look at this tie? It's got purple and blues that ain't never told our secrets, ain't never helped us wash away this taboo or generational curses, but still got us marching past pastor. Can't wait to speak to pastor. Still gonna wait to see the first family smile on their way in. I bet that's dinner I bet that dinner you waiting for to get home. A fine breakfast you had, the one you wasted because the bacon wasn't fried long enough. Oh, but would you look at this tie? Look at the socks, the way they tell the pants leg to ride up just a little. The sun shines on the pointy-toed shoes that look so good on Sundays. I've got some of those granddaddy cologne since granddad ain't coming home no more. I got a testimony since I made it this far without him. A baby on the way that he ain't never going to see. A social security number waiting for her first name so she can pay taxes and pay tithes. And maybe they're going to let her sing in the choir one day. I'm going to buy me a new tie on that day. Be ready for that praise ceremony. I'm going to pray because that's all the good book says I need to do. And I don't know if it's going to get me there, but I'm going to try anyway. Don't matter if I forget the words, wasn't taught how, couldn't make up which 3 ways we need to pray to, which 3 persons in our face I'm supposed to listen to. But I'm going to pray hard today. Fix this tie like I'm supposed to. Sit up in the front so pastor can see me. Walk slow so my hard bottom shoes can make that wonderful tapping sound. But when I get home today, I'm going to hang this tie on the same hanger, in the same closet, in the same place I should have left them raggedy ass prayers.
Ja, there was so many lines in there. There was
That's
so
the
much.
unedited version. That's the unedited version.
I got to edit it out, but you know.
That's the unedited version. What you think?
The unedited is what I like. But
that's what I'm saying. No, but see, check it out. The idea is that there's a documentary coming on about the Black church, and I don't think they're gonna do it justice. But I want you to write a poem about dressing for church.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do our own documentary. You're gonna do your opening and what you think of the church. Y'all gonna do his. I'm gonna do mine, and we're gonna blend it. We're gonna end it with the 3 poems.
And Wick's working on one too.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna end it with the 4 poems. So, but I want to show how, regardless of what region we're from, the church had the same meaning initially.
Yes, right.
But somewhere within the tradition, it lost its way.
Yeah,
gotcha. Give me a week. Come up with the draft, and then I'll shoot it your way, see what you like, and then I'll have a final draft.
I don't want you to shoot it to me. I I'm gonna like whatever you write, so you ain't got to shoot it to me.
Well, John, I'll send you the draft.
I wouldn't ask you to write some if I think I need to read it before you read it.
Got a point there. Got a point.
He always do. That's his problem.
He can't help it. He can't help it. He can't help it. He can't help it.
No, but I think the way you write, the way he writes, the way Wits write, I don't think any director or anybody can get any preachers or anybody together to make more sense than we have individually let's known together.
Yeah.
Facts. That's facts.
And then plus they ain't no poets.
That's
Yeah.
They ain't no poets. And they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing with that look at this time.
It's got purple and blues that never tell your secret. I'm like, God, dog.
When I get to edit that thing, I'm gonna make that thing a beast.
That man said the pastels for the pastor. I speak to the pastor. Hey man, pastor. It's like, okay. He said these shoes. Yeah, when you said the shoes, that get that clicking sounds like, yep, that's them new ones. That's the new Stacey Adams. That's them new
Our walk changed when we got some new hard bottom shoes on.
Like, yeah, your imagery in that was perfect.
You walk a little bit more in rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, you do, just a little bit.
The next group kind of poems I want to write, right, with a bunch of the brothers is I want us to write poems about the rhythm in the black man's stroll.
About what?
The rhythm in the black man's stroll. Because you know they say that we walk like we dancing. And I want to talk about when we leave the barber shop, when we walking home from work, when we're going to see our lady, when we know we looking good, Sunday mornings, best, Easter Sunday. You know, when we got certain walks change, what's depending on what's happening.
When that girl says yes, she give you that number after you get from the bar, you walking back to your partners. Like,
those are the poems I want to write, and then we'll talk about those. I want to write that. Yeah.
I learned from my father. The left leg is a slow drag on the upbeat.
On the upbeat, look at that. I'm gonna tell you, man. Black people are some amazing people.
Facts.
Amazing people. And we've always done amazing things. And I realized the thing is, we're so amazing we don't realize it because it's such a natural thing to do.
Because everything we would be amazed about got a white man's name on it now behind the patent.
That's it.
I said it in a poem of mine that I made a video for. I said, Black people are one of the most patriotic of races because we've had to continue to put faith in the 14th, 15th Amendments. We are survivors like no other. Like they did not want us to have knowledge in anything. We went from, we learned how to read to we would stake out colleges and sit in the windows learning, couldn't even hear the teacher, but I could see what they writing on the board, the blackboard. So I'm gonna just get that and form what I believe they're talking about. I mean, Frederick Douglass was amazing, and not too many people know that he had one of the biggest houses in Virginia. Like, man was, I mean, he was actually in the knowledge that Black people have had to attain,
Yeah.
Just to be considered equal or close. Just to be considered a little smart.
Yeah.
You're a little smart.
Yeah, a little smart. And now let's look at that too, on the flip side, right? Because on the plantation, when your son was growing up, and master say, "Oh, that's a fine young boy you got going there." What the mother said, "No, he just a dumb old boy. He just a stupid little boy." And so the mentality that they had used to keep, she's trying to keep her son alive.
Facts.
Show you the magic in the Black woman to keep her son alive. No, he just a dumb old little boy. He ain't smart. He ain't worth nothing. He just do boys do.
Keep my baby here with me.
My baby here, because she know the genius in him, but he's saw it already. You know what? Really, talking about that too. When I saw how they used to take their finger and put it in a Black man's mouth and taste it to see how strong he was. What kind of sickness you gotta have to do stuff like that?
No.
I mean, but those are the poems I want to write. I want a group of us to write those poems.
Oh, hold up. Hey, Vati, I want you to see something. Let me show you. Let me get this. I want you to see this.
You gotta get ready for this, bro. I know what you're gonna get. I already know.
Is it? I already seen his volume of books.
I mean, look. What's funny is no matter where I'm at, I always keep books right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I got this right next to me.
Boy,
I got AJ right here. This one of his books I got right here.
Life Love.
Then I got Hanif right here. Hanif is one of my favorites too. And then I got what's my new Bible, the Black Book of Black. I keep those books right next to me. And I always got me and my brother books close by.
What is that? The Black Book of Black. What is that?
That's AJ book. Listen. I hadn't gotten through this book yet. Because every time I read something, I gotta write something down. Even if it don't become a poem, I gotta write something down. This book right here, you need to have. I'm gonna promise you that. But look at this here.
Still Black. Still Black.
Open it up for him. You gotta open it up for him.
How did you do that?
This is the sequel to the Black Book of Black.
Yeah, because the Black Book of Black is like that too.
Okay. See, yeah.
I'm telling you.
So when Miss Parker cracks open your skull, I'm gonna take your left lobe. Oh my goodness.
No, man, but this is the author's copy, right? But see, it's not. It's not really a thin book to say.
AJ, you want to do my book?
Yeah. yeah, I will.
So,
all I'm saying is, AJ, we got plenty of work to do, and I cannot wait.
Hey, Bati, you need to join us. We finna build us a library of our work.
Yeah.
That is so dope. I just gotta have one. Like I say, as soon as I get one, that'll be a part of my legacy. That'll be something my great grandchildren will be able to say. My great grandfather was a poet.
But man, I didn't hear 2 books in you already, so I don't know why you're talking about one.
I ain't your level yet, AJ. I promise you. Shoot, I ain't even my level that y'all think I am yet.
I'm just telling you, man. When you put it out there, you're gonna hurt that. You say, all I got is one book,
dude. I don't like how my stuff looks red. I don't like it.
That's just it. It's not for you to like.
It ain't yours.
Well, if it was gonna be yours, you wouldn't have wrote it down.
Yeah, somebody else would have been writing it for you.
Secrets are in envelopes off to the side. Can't nobody read that shit.
I hate y'all. That is so beautiful. That was so right. Like, oh my goodness.
What I want you to understand, bro, is I don't talk because I don't have nothing else better to do. Because I always got some shit to do. But I like to give credit where credit is due. I don't tell people, if I tell somebody their poem is bad, their poem is probably really bad. And I won't tell them that in front of people because I wouldn't want them to feel that.
Of course.
But there's a lot of poets that I like. But there's a lot of poets that I say are my favorites and I enjoy hearing every day. And I put you in that category because, first of all, nobody sounds like you and nobody writes like you. And I don't know how you feel about your seeing your wording, but it's probably more of somebody formatting it to fit what you hear in your head that'll make it what you want. And that's probably all that is. It's just the formatting of the book for them to see it.
I got the perfect picture for you. Right. Okay. So you don't like people seeing your wording, but imagine you had a mirror and you was watching yourself flying, you didn't think you was flying straight. But can't nobody else fly?
At least if they can, they ain't getting that high no way.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
I don't like the way I fly. They talking about, you can fly?
You can fly, and you don't like it. Teach me then. And you know, a lot of times that happens. I've had, and this is just being honest, man. I'm still not used to people saying I'm fans of your work and I love your work. It's something that I'm getting used to because it's just me. When I write it, to me, this is just me. I was in a Zoom with 40 something people, and I didn't know but 2 of them. And 2 of them I never even met in person. I just know them from emails and a couple of phone calls. And I sent a message to this woman, and she says, this is her response: OMG, Ja, I've been a fan of your work. I would love to collaborate with you. And I don't know who this woman is. You understand what I'm saying? But she's in a position that I need for what work I'm doing. And I'm not shy to say it, because I said, I had no idea you knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say that, you know, it's like AJ said, when you're flying, don't shit matter unless the storm is coming. And if it ain't no storm, you don't see shit else because it ain't on your level at that point.
And you got a text message telling you the direction the storm was headed, so you fly in the other direction if you want to.
That's what I'm saying. You're flying, bro. You've been flying. And I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe the coincidence and the creator can hold the same space. And the good book, no matter which book you read, and say when 2 or more of me are together, and it's more than 2. So this ain't no coincidence. This was something you're supposed to hear. Get that book done and get somebody to get AJ that format. He can ready to format my shit.
No, man, but see, I sent you a message because I'm saying I wanted you on here.
He formatted my shit. You this book. I'm gonna drop my damn
bookmark.
Now I wanted you on here so you would know that, man, we respect your work highly.
Yeah,
completely. So and see, I don't think that you understand that. Just like Ja's poem, talking about, I got to edit this poem. See, that's him. See, we looking for perfection, and it must be next door in our neighbor's house, and we ain't got no key.
Man.
Okay. See, this is why I see, Ja. Let me get my pen together and my other phone.
No, I'll get my phone now. I'll play around. Listen, anytime I'm on the phone, live, anything with AJ, I have something ready to write or make some notes because it's going to happen. I have not. It's like sitting. You know how back in the day you would sit there with the adults and you sit your ass down and you just learn it, and they just telling you stories that's teaching you so much.
Yes. But
AJ has a way of telling stories that the creative side of you is excited. It's like the creative side is like ready to, you know, I'm rested. I just woke up in the morning. I'm ready to take on the world. You excite the creative side. AJ, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And he does it so effortless. That's my thing. He does it so effortless for him that kind of makes you upset just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. If jealousy,
like,
so jealousy has its place, right?
Yes. It's phenomenal. Yeah. I have been blessed. Thank you, fellas, so much. I am going to try to put a young lady down. Yeah. Whether I got to use a bedtime story or a frying pan. But
work on that piece, man, because we need you in this thing. Better say the documentary aired on PBS, and it's the documentary of Black Church. I'm gonna go and try and find it.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can write it like we write it.
No, I'm gonna work on it though, because I'm gonna get it going. Do I have anything else? People give me, people gonna give you prompts all the time, but that one, definite. I got you.
Yeah. I down too. Mine's is younger than yours, so I got a tassel over here.
Well, YT, DM me your address.
Yes, sir. I got you. Will do. Y'all have a good night. Ja, don't get pooped on, please, because that's what happened to me yesterday. It was not. I literally I don't do bodily fluids, and she know that, but she don't listen.
If I didn't wash this hand right here.
There she go. Let me holler at y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, brothers. Y'all be good and be safe and be blessed.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. What's up, David? Frugal Mama boy. What up?
Hey, man, it's been an amazing night tonight, bro.
Oh man, for sure, man. I just can't wait to some other people come on here and see that, you know, we whatever conversation we want to have, we can have. Words in my mouth. What's up? Daybreak 197. Yeah, I'm on with Coach Ja, man, 10 times now. We do this. We do this because we have to. I wish it was something that we wanted to do. But we have to. But we enjoy what we have to do.
Yeah. I totally enjoy it. I'm just getting confirmation about some showing up for the thing Saturday, man. So I'm excited about that.
But no, man. But the book is in the mail.
Oh man, I can't wait.
It's in the mail, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. I was going through this, and I'm finding like little things, like a 2 that don't belong or somewhere. So I'm trying to do the quick edit so I can send it and order the final copies, because I wanted this so I can look at it and see what it looked like, how it felt, and if there was errors that I could see instantly, so I can correct those.
Yeah,
because I want to get all the errors out. Prince Ayande, what up?
What I'm going to do this week, AJ, after Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to shoot you some timing so we can kind of set up some Zoom to get some stuff done this week. This week, I want to knock everything out the box.
Okay, for sure.
I want to do.
Ayende, what up, man?
Yeah,
Black Widow Poet, editing the words. Black Widow Poet say editing it, and the thing is when you edit your work, you just remember what you thought you wrote. So you go over it and you can go over the line 4 times and still see what you thought you wrote until you slow down and say, "There's an N in there." How the hell that N get in there? Who wrote that?
Yeah, man.
It's always good to have somebody else look at your work, because when somebody else look at it, they're actually reading it for the first time. Mm-hmm. My mom used to do mine, but my mom want to correct my grammar, and I'm a poet.
Yeah,
I don't want nobody correcting my grammar.
How's she doing, by the way, AJ?
Man, it's not now. She has clots in her lungs. They just moved to ICU. She's on the breath, oxygen machine. So, but just keep in your prayers, man. And I'm like, I love her to death, and I'm saying I know that we never get more than we can bear, but it's sad that it started with an in-house healthcare person that came with COVID in the house.
Yeah. Well, we definitely gonna pray for over here. You know that.
Yeah, because I'm saying she got COVID from somebody that knew better.
That's the thing.
A home care nurse brought COVID. My brother had COVID too, but my brother, he's a personal trainer, so he juices and eats, and he was sequestered for 14 days, but he didn't really have any adverse effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people that don't even affect them at all.
No, Black Widow Poet said I didn't correct any conjunctions in her work. all I know about conjunctions is the song.
Conjunction, junction, what's
your function? Look at the words, phrases, and clauses.
Yeah, we need to do. That's what we need to do, because people don't know how to. We need to take it back to PBS and what's that lecture company and all them shows we watch back.
Thank you, Betty. Yeah, but I'm saying, but we didn't know that we were talking, because I explained to somebody the other day. I say I learned about Beethoven and Chopin from Charlie Brown and the other cartoons.
Right.
Because we didn't know anything. We didn't know anything of classical music. It was just songs you heard. You say, "Oh, that's a Charlie Brown song." I said, "No, that's Chopin." I'm saying, "What?"
Yeah.
Thank you, Antoinette. I appreciate it. But we don't know. See, it's our job now to teach people things they don't know, but don't let them know they're learning.
Well, I'm not learning. The moment you do that, they don't want no. I ain't here to learn.
Because the minute you tell somebody, say, "Okay, class," this is a class.
Just say what I signed up for.
Yeah, I thought this was a portrait reading. I ain't know it's a class.
AJ, when I did the class Tuesday night, that's what was the beautiful thing in that. Because everybody's like, wait, I can't do that. I don't know. I said, no. You already did it. You just didn't realize you done it. And then they started reading back. And even Miss Betty said, oh, shoot, look, I didn't know I wrote that like that. I said, it's just a matter of you not worrying about it and just writing it. Just do it. It's really simple. And I tell people all the time, writing poetry is simple. It's getting out what you want to say that's the issue.
But you know, that's excellent. But what I tell people, I say, when you can get out of your own head, you can write everything you want to say.
Every damn thing you want. You can write the 13th Amendment. Because them niggas
because a lot of times the problem with our verses is us. We're standing in the way of what we want to say, because when you can get out your head and say, okay, write, pen, write, it's done.
It's done. Yep. Instantly done. Boom. Yeah.
But no, I'm saying, you know, this is 10 times now, but usually we can't have 10 times now without a conversation about voting, because we got to understand that how important this act is. One act. If we can get everybody to participate.
Yeah.
And this year, because in Charlotte they're having school board elections soon, right? School board and city council election in November of this year in Charlotte, and a bunch of other cities too. In 2022, we got governors, we got senators, we got Congress people that's up. So look in your area and see what person is up and see if they are for you. If they're not, we need to see how to band together and get people to understand, like, look, we need some changes. Like, if Ted Cruz makes it again in Texas, evidently we didn't do our job. If what's Turtle name? What's Turtle name?
Turtle.
man, my girl sound just like him. McConnell. My girl sound just like him. She say, who is this? She said, who is this? I say, that's Mitch McConnell. She sounds just like him. But I'm saying, see, everybody argued that the ballots were incorrect, but nobody said anything about the Senate races or the Congress races on the ballots where Republicans won. So I don't know how you can have an illegal ballot if the full ballot is not incorrect. But mine's good. Yours wasn't bad.
But mine's good. But AJ, here's what we need to start telling people. Here's what we want y'all to do. Go in your area and find out who your people are that's running locally. And what we and AJ will do is, if you can get their email address and say that you're going to bring some people on, we'll send them an email and ask them to come on the show. Because here's what you got to remember, y'all. It costs a lot of money
to market
steps to everybody.
Yeah.
And so now we can put them here and have them ask them questions right here on this forum, and this don't cost them nothing. Because here's the thing.
And they can replay it in the area.
And they can play in the area. And they could actually reach more people than they will by sending the stamp, because now you're engaged.
Yeah.
And now people want to know.
Not just in the mailbox.
Yeah. You know,
do that. Exactly that. Find out who's locally, your city council, your school board, people in your area, you know, the mayor pro tem or whatever positions you have, and see what you're voting for come November. And let's see if we can't address that and see how we can make changes in that process to say, look, this is what we need to do for your area. This is what we need to do for you. So yeah, let's do something different.
Because
let's participate. Now, John, I'm telling you, let's do something different.
Yeah.
Let's participate.
Yeah, let's do that. Because if we don't ask them to do stuff, they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
If you're hungry and I don't know you're hungry, well, I'm gonna cook you something to eat. Because I'm not gonna ask you if you're hungry until I think about me being hungry.
Yeah, and plus my freezer was out. You know, when the freeze came, I got all this meat and stuff. I'm finna cook, get the other people down the street, and you ain't got nothing to eat, but you ain't gonna sit there and you just watching me hand out these steaks to other people.
You better get on.
Better raise your hand. Better say something.
But we can actually talk to a lot of local people. It don't matter where they at, because I want your neighborhood changed just like I want mine changed.
Because we're not area specific.
Right.
We're process specific.
That's right.
We're talking about the process, and we're talking about how to change things. And change comes when everybody's willing to change, not when one person is trying to change some over here. It's when everybody say, look, I need to change this in my area, you change in your area. We all switch the lights off at once, the earth will be dark.
And another thing I always tell y'all, if we all decide we ain't gonna turn no TV and no lights on for 12 hours, 12. I'm not asking you to do it from sun up to sundown.
Oh yeah.
And I guarantee you, they'll be knocking on your door and say, look here. Listen, Richard Pryor said a wino ain't afraid of nothing but one not a wine.
Yeah.
America is a wino for money.
Yeah.
Only thing she worry about is running out of money. Let's make her spend her money where we want it. Do you want this money? Do what we asking you to do, or you ain't getting this damn money. And we can do it, y'all.
When we finally decide that we're in this together, and believe me, we're in this together.
You know, I want to see 100%. What percentage we had this time, AJ, with the black vote?
But they hadn't even. They're still trying to total. But they say 90% of black women voted for Democrats.
Yeah.
90% of black women. But I haven't heard any percent of black men.
I haven't heard it. They didn't want to tell us that.
No, they probably don't, because it's hard to understand how we say we're running things, but we're not participating in this process.
Yeah. I gotta go and get the baby now. I don't know if she's gonna let me sit on this feed. So
okay. No, but that's cool, man. But man, I love you, man. I appreciate you. This is 10 times now with Coach Ja, man. Thank you, Black Widow Poet. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, hanging out, man. And remember, the only way you can be excellent in your day is to decide that you're excellent in your day.
That's it. That's the only way. Man, I thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. We gonna hear 7 p.m. Eastern. So
4 p.m. Pacific.
4 p.m. Pacific, Miss Betty. And thank y'all so much, man. I love and appreciate y'all for coming and being here with us. AJ, you know, my brother, I love you so much, man. And you know, it's always an honor to be here with you. And I'm probably gonna call you in about an hour any damn way. So
no, that'll work.
You'll miss me.
That'll work. I'm gonna go cook something right quick, and we're gonna be back on it.
Yeah, I gotta go feed this baby and stuff like that. So we love y'all, man, and we see y'all next week. I see y'all in the morning. Coffee time with Coach, 10 o'clock right here, same time.
7 o'clock a.m. I'll be there.
All right, y'all. Peace and love.
Okay, peace.